And we are live back onto the World Championship stage. I am Dr. Dan Ceballos here. We are streaming live from Appleton, Wisconsin for the World Axe and Knife Throwing Championship. We did it, guys. It is the World Championship. So happy to be here. To my right is Evan Walters, Commissioner of the World Knife Throwing League. To my left is Chrissy Teets, and to my far left is Sam Arias. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the World Championship broadcast. We are live here for Worlds. Evan, what do you think the players are going through at this moment of the tournament for the championship?
Well, I'd say for the vast majority of players, they're just about to enjoy the show. Yeah. But for the finalists who are here, they've been practicing all morning. They're kind of getting into the vibe, getting into the mental state, you know, because it may not seem as hard on, you know, when you're watching these pros. Yeah. But I've always said it's 50% mental game. Yeah. You know, the repetition, the muscle memory, obviously it's all very important, but being in the right headspace is going to make or break.
I will say, Nick Kolomaya is about to be up on the final stage. I just watched him across the room take a selfie with the entire crowd. So I don't think Nick is stressed at all. What do you guys think about Lucas?
You know what? We talked about earlier in the pre-show the idea of legacy. And when you think of Lucas Johnson, that's what he's on the precipice of. You know, the Core 4 career Grand Slam for the World Championships. He's got several in duels. He's got a Knife World Championship. He's a defending Knife World Championship. He has a Big Axe World Championship. You know, in my opinion, he is the man to beat.
For sure. Chrissy, actually, that being said, you are the only one at this table that has been on this stage before. So what is your, like, what did you go through getting into this? Like, what are you thinking right now sitting in the seats?
Hold on. We have to pause for just a second. Dr. Dan and I were actually on the stage at the same time
Dan,
together.
You were too. I'm sorry.
Yes. It was the Pro-Am here in Appleton, Wisconsin.
I'm so sorry,
yes.
Dan.
We were together. Right,
it's just me and Evan, okay? Like, we're yes.
Yes. And we are both winners of that stage
we are both winners
as well.
On this stage.
So, you guys, what were you thinking sitting down in the chairs, like, getting ready to throw? Like, what's going through your mind at this exact moment?
Well, the first one was how cold I was.
Yeah.
I was very chilly. But the next thing was how sweaty I was. And then after that, after getting those feelings aside, I think it was the eagerness of like, I am ready to go up there, not to get it over with, but like I am so ready to get up there and show people what I can do and to show like I deserve to be here. I'm ready to throw, but also I'm ready to have fun. I was the first woman to earn her spot to be on the stage, not receive an invitation. So it was really cool to be able to represent women throwers on that stage.
Well, it looks like they're doing the players' introductions, and we can see there, we have Lucas with his steely demeanor, cool as a cucumber on the big stage. And then we have Nick Kolomaya strutting around, relaxed as he can be, chatting it up. I mean, Nick is no stranger to this big stage. This is his third appearance on the final stage. He was here in 2019 for Hatchet. He's been there for Big Axe in 2022. So he is no stranger to this big moment. So
he's our only Canadian on this stage this year.
He is repping our neighbors to the north. And so, go Canada. All the weight of Canada's on your shoulders, Nick.
No pressure.
No pressure. And also, he's from Western Canada, so I can't imagine how long that flight was to get here.
Oh, gosh.
At least 5 minutes.
At least.
Yeah.
At least.
But to answer your earlier question, Sam, when I was getting ready to get on this big stage, it was just pure bliss for me. I mean, it was a lot of hours of work, culminating in a recognition of my hard work, and it was just it goes by so fast. It's like you close your eyes and you're done with your match.
Did the nerves ever stop?
I think just the first throw.
Yeah.
Like, once you get that first throw out of the way, the nerves kind of away. I mean, I think when it comes to
like these were that was their practice throw.
That first practice throw has to be the hardest one to throw.
Right.
Like everyone's watching you. You're getting ready to get into the championship here, and so like that first practice throw for me, even at Worlds, like throw number 1 on practice, it's always like a 4-3, right?
Yes.
Now let's give a little bit of context, because people are probably watching and seeing that Nick is throwing his axe backwards. Now,
meaning blade facing toward him.
Yeah, correctly, or not throwing it backwards, but facing backwards.
Yes.
Correct. And so, Sam, why would a thrower want to turn his axe backwards when he gets ready to throw?
Why is the blade facing Nick when
so
he's
the
throwing
fun thing
right now?
about axe throwing, it's all about physics. As like the statistician over here right now, we can go into the nerdy side of it, but the 1.5 rotation, blade is facing you, and it's going to spin itself all the way through 1.5 times. It's a really interesting take, especially the way you get like your blade coverage. I could never throw one spin from that 15-foot line. So
now, for those that are watching at home, if you're looking at the size of those dots, they may look quite big, but that center dot is only 1.5 inches in size, and the little dots on the outside are only a nickel, the size of a nickel. It looks like Nick might be getting ready for a running start. Okay, he didn't run. He did not run across the stage.
Mr. Congeniality over here.
Yep. And so.
We've got our fun little stage lights on. We're just waiting for those to turn off, and we'll get started with our first throw.
We are on a live broadcast, and so the spinning lights are still going. So we're going to try to get them turned off so the players don't have to deal with the lights. But it looks like they are.
They might just be going for it anyway.
All right. So this is throw 1, and so this is going to be a 10 throw.
I mean, these big lights are already distracting in themselves when it's just the steady, solid lights. It's so bright, Dr. Dan. I mean, you threw on the stage with me right next to you, and now they're throwing with these bright lights and the disco swirly lights, and still drilling double bullseyes.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think the over and under here is on threes in this match? You think we're going to see any threes at all?
All right, so it looks like they were able to fix the lights. Again, we're on live television. They were able to fix the lights, and yet it did not affect these top throwers. They still fired into that nickel-sized bullseye.
I think we're getting comments in the chat to leave the lights on.
Oh, keep the disco lights going. I mean, we do love a good party, but we definitely want to see the best of the best from these guys.
Absolutely. And again,
see, they turned off the fun disco lights, and he threw a 5.
Now let's go explain a little bit. Let's explain a little bit of the scoring. So for those who don't know, that center bullseye is 6 points, and then the area around the red dots is 5. And so we have several red dots on the board, but they're all worth 6 points.
And they can only hit it once. Right. Once they hit it, it closes, and the value becomes 0.
Correct.
So they have to move on. They have to keep adjusting their throw to move over to the next bullseye. And then now the bullseye that's underneath that bullseye adjusting their height, that's a difficult transition to make.
5, 6.
Okay, we look. All right, so it looks like Lucas takes. Oh, looks like we're back to tie. We're tied up going into throw 4.
Since this is the World Championship, we will likely see very close scores. These are, for those at home who may have never seen this before, this is the best of the best, and they pretty much throw the best of the best.
Yes, and something to keep in mind, too, is the smaller outer bullseyes are sitting on top of the 3 ring.
Yes.
So if they miss,
their
opponent takes at least 2-point lead.
Yeah, so it is a big game changer if you can hit that. Now, to give you guys some context, that outer ring around that nickel bullseye is only 2 inches. So that's only a 2-inch wide circle. It may look bigger on the YouTube stream, but that is only 2 inches that they're throwing at. And if they miss it, it will, like Chrissy said, it will land in the 3.
And if they dip low on those low ones, it could be a 2.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about the ones on top and bottom. As you can see, the top and bottom, we do have our kill shots.
We're referring to those blue dots.
Yeah, the blue dots. I don't know what color it looks like on the stream, but they're very small. Those are also, it's a nickel-sized dot that is worth 8 points, surrounded by a 1.5-inch dot that's worth 6 points. So right there, it could change the match in one throw just on the 2-point difference between the 2 circles.
So here's that distance change we talked about earlier. Now they got to come back to that 15-foot line. You see Kalamaya with it facing him, throwing 1.5. Lucas really doesn't change his throw at all.
He changed his axe, though, like we were talking about with the ingenuity of the 15-foot line and forcing throwers to adapt to be able to throw further away, but with the same throw.
Yeah. So now they're trying to hit that nickel-sized bullseye.
Oh, my gosh, he hit a bullseye throwing that 1.5 rotation.
So again, there he is. You talked it right there. That's our first 3 of the match, Chrissy, and it came into play.
Right, and Nick is throwing it at what I would say is a more difficult throw to be consistent with. That 1.5 rotation, the blade is facing him. The axe has 1.5 rotations in the air before hitting the board, and he didn't let it phase him. He hit a bullseye as soon as we switched sides. Not a big deal for him.
Now let's
it's going to be one of those things where, you know, having a different strategy could just be the big difference between someone who's kind of being more consistent and whatnot. But, you know, changing up the playing field and changing up your playing style, I think we're going to see a lot more of that in the coming years.
And Lucas fires in a bullseye right after that 3.
Making that adjustment is so big to not let one mistake phase you and your throw. You're like, okay, I threw 3. Well, that throw doesn't matter. Time to throw a bullseye.
So Lucas, 1 point game going to throw 8.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to be coming down to kill shots. And the kill shots from the 15-foot line, it's even harder. They're so much further away than they are from 12, and you really are feeling it when you back up from that far away. And so imagine if Nick has to go for a kill doing that 1.5 rotation. Those kills are either really high or really low. And with a 1.5 rotation, it's difficult to do that significant height adjustment.
Nick went to the center, and it's going to be a 5. And let's see if Lucas can capitalize.
He might be touching the 4.
It might be a 4.
It might be a 4.
If he's not touching the red pen that isn't really visible on the broadcast, there's a tiny red pen line.
Lucas, cool as a cucumber. Lucas,
he's not even aware that Nick is right next to him. Yeah. Let's be real. For Lucas is such a veteran with throwing on the stage. For him, it's just him and the bullseye.
Yep. So it was a 4. So we had a 2-point swing. So Nick went going up from.
We're tied now.
Are we tied?
No,
it's 1 point.
No, yeah, it's a 2-point swing. So Nick went from 1 up to 1 down, going into throw number 9.
And I don't believe kill shots were called. Did you hear kill shots be called?
I didn't hear a call. So
we're just going to do throw 9, see what happens. Oh, his center bullseye was still available.
Yeah,
that's why they didn't go up.
So then Nick took advantage.
That was smart.
So his center bullseye was not locked out, so he was able to throw it again.
They both saved their center bullseye. That was a really smart strategy.
So I think we see kill shots here on both sides.
Save the big bullseye for throw 9.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to see some bullseye. So now it's a 1-point game. And if
this is your final throw, 1 point separating us. Johnson has the lead.
I was unexpected to see.
So I think the score. I think Lucas should be up by 1, not Nick. I think it's Lucas by 1. So just despite what the monitor says,
yes, the graphic on the screen has their scores reversed.
So Lucas is the one.
And so it is Lucas that is up by 1, not Nick. So keep that in mind with these hit kill shots.
Oh, it looks like an 8.
Nick drilled an 8.
Like you said earlier, that 1.5
if Lucas can hit another 8.
If Lucas hits, he takes this first game.
So Lucas with a 6.
It might be a 6.
So then that's where that 2-point swing comes into play. We talked about that earlier.
We'll get confirmation from our judge, Ben.
It's a miss. It's a miss.
It is a miss. So even with the scores being reversed, Nick is going to take that first game.
So Nick takes the first game. And again, we talked about legacy and Lucas, and so this is the only world championship that Lucas Johnson does not have.
The only discipline, Hatchet.
Oh, yeah, that's right. This is the only one. And so they're going to take 1 practice throw. And
I know
again,
that's a big chip on his shoulder. He's been chasing it for a long time.
Right. And again, for those who are watching at home, when we start the match, they're throwing from 12 feet, and then they're going to back up to 15 feet. So these first 5 throws are going to be from the 12-foot line and 1 rotation hatchet.
They just threw 5 throws from 15, and now they have to move back up to the 12 again, and for Lucas, switch back to his 12-foot axe. It's a fast adjustment you have to make. You have 1 practice throw to switch your brain back to a 12-foot throw.
Looks like both throw 6 there.
Looks like we got a 6. Oh, there might be a 5 on Nick.
I love this overhead camera view.
Yeah, the overhead camera view is great. All right, so now Lucas takes a 1-point lead into throw 2.
Johnson leads by 1 point. Throw number 2.
Is it just me, or are they both throwing King of Diamond heads?
It definitely looks like they're both throwing kings. Looks like it might be another 5 from Nick.
And the King of Diamonds is a World Axe Throwing League made axe. However, they both have custom handles on those axe heads to best suit their throw and their needs.
Dan, going back to the stats we were talking about earlier, so looking here, Lucas Johnson has thrown in 270 tournaments to better log versus Colomai 77. So
well, that's only 77 tournaments in WATL.
Right,
but
for sure.
Yes.
Nick is a very accomplished thrower in many disciplines in other tournaments.
Absolutely.
Oh, it looks like a 3.
Looks like we got our first 3 from the front.
And that's like what we were talking about, right? With those outer
Lucas
bullseyes.
Lucas,
I think
Lucas is
3.
3. Wow. So
getting saved by the 3s there.
So for ladies and gentlemen,
that was very polite of Lucas.
Now, just a reminder, those circles that they're trying to hit are only 2 inches in diameter. That is only a 2-inch ring in a nickel bullseye that they're trying to hit. So these guys are human. And if you're wondering why everyone's turning around, someone has forgot to turn off their phone. So just like in the movie theaters, please keep your phone on silent.
But it didn't seem to phase them.
6-5.
Okay, so Lucas, I think
Johnson's up by
We're
1
gonna
point.
There we go.
Throw 5. Last throw on this side.
all right.
This is their last throw before
They do the
Lucas
switch.
switches axes.
Right.
And then they back up, throw from the 15, where Nick will have his blade facing him for
Looks
that
like
1.5.
Lucas might
Right.
have gotten one more point here on that front.
Looks like that might be another 5.
5.
It
Yep.
was.
Yes.
All right, looks
that
like
center
Lucas.
bullseye's the big one, so it's really important to capitalize on hitting that.
Yeah. So that center red
Switch
bullseye
sides.
is only 1.5 inches. So
It's about the
Scores
size of a
26,
bottle cap.
24.
that's right.
Johnson has the lead.
And now they're backing up to the 15-foot line, and then we're going to see again Nick with his 1.5 rotation style, which is I think he might be the only 1.5-inch thrower in the finals.
I believe you're right. I believe all the other throwers switch axes
Yeah.
for a different handle shape that adapts their 12-foot throw to be able to be thrown from
Yeah,
15.
it looks like he drilled a bullseye. And look
And
at
when you
look
think
at,
about it, with the
three.
way Nick's throw is, it's like he's throwing a trick shot every throw when he
3,
throws from 15.
6.
And to do it this consistently
Right, yeah.
and on this big stage with the bright lights, with people cheering, being able to do that and,
Yep.
and do it so well, it's so impressive to me.
Throw 7.
A little bit of a hole, just 1 point with that low 3 there.
But I mean, let's be real. It's all going to come down to the kill shot at the end,
100%.
right?
yeah. All right. Now we're going into throw 7. And again, just
At
to
least
remind
a
the
5.
viewers, they cannot throw at the same dots. So if you're wondering why they're moving around and just not throwing at the middle one, anytime they hit one of the center dots,
6,
it locks
5.
out. And they have to change. They have to change and throw at a different dot.
Yep.
So when it comes to throwing mechanics, you have to make
Throw
those
number
adjustments
8.
right on the fly
Yep.
on throwing on
Scores
those different
tied.
Left
heights.
to right and height.
Correct.
So we're tied back up, 35-35 with 3 throws left.
Yeah. And it's 2 very different throws to hit those kill shots.
It's always interesting to me to see when those kill shots
Okay,
happen, though,
all right.
because sometimes it'll be, oh,
All right. So looks like there was a question.
I think they were joking about dropping on throw 8 and going up for kill shots 9 and 10.
Okay. All right. So we avoided some excellent shenanigans here at the World Championship.
We'll leave it to Nick to try to instigate those shenanigans. Of
I think it
course.
was actually Lucas who actually
It was
it was
Lucas
Lucas
that
who
offered it,
initiated.
yeah.
he's
Lucas
subtle.
offered
Subtle.
it.
Yeah.
You can
So
never
6-6.
tell with
That
Lucas.
was
Doesn't
All right, we
matter
gotta
on that
put
throw.
him
We're still
away.
tied. We're going to go 9 and
right,
10
here we go.
Here we go.
is
All
the
right.
call.
So-
We're
Kill
still
shots.
tied, so we're going for kill shots anyway, just like we talked about.
So it does come down to kills, and so now again, will the center nickel blue dot in the outer area come into play between the 6 and the 8? All right.
Do you think they agreed to 9 and 10?
I don't know. I would assume so, but it's hard to tell.
And what we mean by agreeing to 9 and 10,
little
it's
low there.
agreeing to go for kill shots even though we don't know if they hit or missed, sometimes as like a gentleman's agreement.
Gentleman's agreement, correct.
Yes.
Looks like Lucas nixes the 6 there and a miss by
Hit, 6
Kalamaya.
points. Miss.
Okay.
That is a huge
So,
deficit.
yeah,
So
yeah,
Yes,
6
that's a huge
points.
point. But if
So-
they did the gentleman's agreement to go 9 and 10,
Now-
they're both going to go kill anyway.
Well, let's see what Lucas decides, because
Johnson
we don't
leads
know.
by
Yeah,
Oh, he
they
did,
agreed
he
to
did.
9 and 10. They did. He's up
The
by 6.
gentleman's game.
So
Gentlemen,
if
so-
Nick hits
Both
an
kill
8,
shots are called.
Yeah. So kudos to Lucas, because he could very easily,
he could just take the win.
he could take the win, just throw it onto the board, but
He'd be like, no, dude, I'm up 6. I'm not
so
going
he
kills
wants
with
to prove
you.
that he is the best thrower. So if Lucas hits a kill shot, he will lock Nick out of
Talk
the
about
second
wanting
game.
to be undeniable. Oh,
And
that
then-
looks really good.
That looks that
And
is
by the handle
Nick,
there, but
Yes.
it does look like an 8.
Yeah,
That's the one thing with the
and Lucas
it
is
looks
high.
like Penn just on. Oh,
Miss. Hit.
And
wow!
Nick-
That's exactly what we were
Oh,
talking about.
Kalamaya
Yeah.
takes it.
What a
Takes
what a
it.
score to start out the
And 2.
game.
Yes.
Oh my
if,
gosh.
if Lucas had just not gone up and been like, no, boo, I'm up 6. I'm gonna take the win. Sorry.
Oh my gosh! Wow,
Oh,
that was such an
wow.
exciting finish. You know, Nick came through and hit the big shot when he had to. So congratulations to Nick Kalamaya, moving on to the Hatchet World Championship Finals.
Yes.
Wait, what a great shot!
And coming soon, we're going to be playing the other half of the Hatchet semis.
Yes,
with
right.
Dylan Teets and Justin Reese. The winner of that will be playing Nick in those finals.
But before we move on, let's give a little bit of an acknowledgement to Lucas Johnson.
Well, of course.
Because, you know, I like you mentioned before, he, you know, this was his legacy match. You know, this was the discipline that he was missing as a world champion, and so
yes, that core four.
Yeah, the core four.
We were talking about it.
Yeah, that's right.
It's the one he's been chasing.
Yeah.
For years.
What's that?
We're gonna have a quick chat with the winner.
All right, we're gonna have a quick chat with Nick Colomaya.
Yeah, quick chat, real quick.
All
Mind taking a seat over there and grabbing a microphone, sir?
So we're going to bring Nick Colomaya live onto the YouTube channel. So
everyone's favorite Canadian coming and sitting down next to me here.
Let's give it up to Nick and congratulate him. Great job. Good job, Nick. Way to go.
Got your mic on. Let's hear from you, Nick.
Are we doing good? Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Nick.
Okay, good, because I don't have much to say.
That's
all
okay.
good.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Hi to everybody
Your
at home.
1.5 throw
Nick,
is so impressive, Nick.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What does it take to solidify a throw that's literally a trick shot to be so consistent that you made it to the world stage and now the finals?
The fact that it's a trick shot and I have so much fun with it. It's
Just fun.
fun. It's fun and I enjoy it. It's things I've done years ago.
Yes.
Just throwing and having fun with people and going like, hey, try this and do
so you're
whatever.
going back to your roots a little bit with this 1.5 throw.
A little bit, yeah.
So we know that Nick, you are no stranger to this big stage, and it is no surprise to me that you were able to hit the shots that you hit. I've personally been on the receiving end of a Nick Colomaya throw 10 kill shot, and so I had no doubt on my mind that you were going to nail that shot.
Well, I'm glad you had no doubt in your mind because
No
there's
doubt,
a lot of question in my mind.
Yeah, no doubt.
Honestly, it was walking up there going, it's just another throw.
That's
Just
good.
throw at it. Give yourself the best chance you can do. Same as practice.
Yes.
Everybody's practiced. Everybody's done the thing. Everybody's hit all the kill shots hundreds of times.
Yeah.
Right? I don't care if you're new, old, whatever. Have fun with it. Throw at it. That's what it's all
Nick,
about.
And we had mentioned earlier that you had the weight of an entire country on your shoulder.
Don't even start that. We'll talk about that after.
Stage.
But you know.
If it's any consolation,
Yes, there it is.
the folks watching at home are saying that you're the Dan Marino of our sport. So for
things I don't want to hear. But it's honestly, I'm super grateful for it. I'm super proud. This weekend brought me into tears a lot of the time. Having a lot of people come up to me and just be like, dude, you've been here for a long time. You've been doing this and throwing. And it's super cool. Yeah. And everybody's congratulating me and stuff. And it's
It's a long time coming for you.
Yeah.
How affirming is it for you?
And tried getting here. I still don't get it. I don't understand it. Honestly, if you know any of my friends, any of my league members or anything, they'll be the first ones that say, like, this guy's an idiot. He doesn't see it.
Well,
there's something wrong with him because I don't.
If you could see our live stream right now with the amount of Canadian flag emojis that are flying through the YouTube stream right now, there is a nation that is super proud of you right now, and we can't see you. We can't wait to see you compete for the Hatchet World Championship.
Absolutely.
All right.
Let's go.
Thank you very much, Nick.
Thank you so much, Nick.
Yeah, thank you.
You're amazing.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
Hopefully we'll see you back again.
That's right.
There you go. Great job, Nick Colomaya. All right, so now we're getting into our second Hatchet Semifinals. And so now, are you going to be joining us here, Chrissy?
I guess I'll stay. I mean, we're already started, and I don't want to.
Yeah, we got Justin Reese.
I'll stay here.
Yeah.
Some new blood on the field.
Yeah. So we mentioned earlier in the stream about the amount of work Justin has put into this game. He has over 4,000 registered games in WATL scoring app, and so he's put in the time and the work to earn his spot here in this
Dylan
moment.
has half of that. Dylan has about 2,000 career games.
Yeah.
compared to Justin's 4,000.
But that being said, their stats are pretty similar. You look at the kill shot percentage hit from Dylan, 60%, 55% from Justin Reese. So I think we have a really great matchup that we're about to watch. And that was the first throw.
Some people just get it real quick, you know. It's some people just kind of have the natural inclination to just do well.
It helps that Dylan has done a lot of throwing sports in his life. He did shot put and discus all through high school. He was setting
He looks like a discus guy.
And, he loves to throw things. Cornhole, disc golf. He does it all.
I think that maybe the nerves are getting a little bit with Justin. Because he just threw a 2 on his second throw. So
it is game 1, though.
Yeah,
it's game 1. It's his first time under the lights, is it not?
This is his first time in under the final broadcast stage, and so I think a little bit of the nerves is getting into Justin, but
absolutely.
Hopefully he can channel in. I think on his profile information that he gets his power from his beard.
Yes, he gets his power from his beard for sure, and he's got the biggest beard out of all the finalists, doesn't he?
Yes, and he comes in and fires a bullseye.
It's a great adjustment.
Yeah, great. So I think that's going to increase his confidence now that he got that first bullseye out of the way. Now he should be able to settle in and go into this fourth throw.
And like one of the pieces of advice they give the throwers with the stage is to not look up. Because the lights are so bright, you're going to temporarily blind yourself and then have to try to throw with spots in your eyes. So you'll see a lot of them looking down at their feet rather than even looking at eye level just to try to protect their eyes from the lights.
And also to make sure that there were no foot faults that happen either.
Yes.
It's been a long time since we had a foot fault on a broadcast before, but it's been done.
Yes.
Throw number 5.
And that can even come from nerves. You're just so nervous and that you know better than to step over the line.
Okay, so it's throw 5. It's throw 5, and Justin is going for a kill shot because of the deficit. That is 5 points, and so...
And now's the time to do it. He's closer to the kill shot. He's at the 12-foot line. Why wait till 15 foot?
That's why I argue all the time, for Knifef especially, too.
It looks like he drilled it.
You know.
You're 3 feet closer. The dots are bigger.
So so Justin drilled the 8, and looks like Dylan...
8, 5.
So that was a three-point swing to get him right back into the match. And so...
this game is not over.
It is not over. It's only a 2-point game. And so just like that, Justin Reese is right back into this match, going into throw 6.
And they're both switching axes for the 15-foot. They want to throw their same exact throw they throw at the 12 from the 12-foot, now at the 15, just with a different axe handle, better shaped to help slow down that rotation so they can do one full rotation into the board and, of course, hopefully into a bullseye.
That's right. I think that kill shot I think really settled down Justin. I think you can see his demeanor. He's standing a little bit taller. He looks a little bit more relaxed, and that was a huge shot for Justin.
And Justin being a maker, he knows his axe. You know, he designed that axe specifically for him. So I think he's going to be able to dial in on this back half, try to get those 2 points back.
Well,
6.
We have a 6 and a 5 here.
Okay. All right.
Going to have a kill shot available, you know.
Yeah, so
there's still a lot of throwing for this game.
And as we've seen, the kill shot's really coming into throw 10 more than throw 9. So we'll see if it's going to come back to bite Justin if he doesn't have that other kill shot on the back half.
And even the match before, we saw all those threes that were surprised that came out. So.
And they only went for 1 kill at throw 10, except for the instance where they were tied. So he may be all right if now he just locks it in and hits those nickel-sized bullseyes.
Those nickel-sized bullseyes have been hit again.
Okay.
Oh, I thought that was bullseye, but it looks like Justin got a 5.
He is missing to the left consistently.
3 throws left.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Justin is right-handed.
He is right-handed.
So
he's got his right
usually
foot
that
forward.
means with his throw, he's reaching now across his body. He's not following his muscle memory, so it's probably a little bit of those nerves coming back into play. He's throwing like he's nervous.
And looks like Dylan's got a 5.
And you can see, Dylan did the same thing. You saw him walk away and throw his arm up, right?
Yeah.
He did that because he also just crossed his body. And they, at this caliber of throwing, they know better. So they're kicking themselves a little bit, but they're both lucky that they both threw a 3.
Again, for the viewers, they are throwing. They're throwing an axe that's got a 4-inch blade from 15 feet away, and
trying to hit a bottle cap.
Yeah, basically trying to hit a nickel. They're trying to hit a nickel-sized bullseye.
And from that far away, it feels way smaller.
It really does. It looks like Dylan's got a 5, and Justin looks like he might have clipped a 5.
We're going to get confirmation from our head judge here, Ben.
Ben McDonald.
5.
Okay, so no change in score. And
So-
with this big of a gap, Dr. Dan, what's
Now
going to
your
be
final
Justin's
throw.
play
Cheese
here?
leads by 4 points.
All
Reese
right.
is called kill shot.
All right, there we go.
He's going for those blue dots.
Yep. So it looks like Justin is going to have to hit a kill shot and then, at least force Dylan to not throw something lower.
Well,
And,
I believe
let's see.
Dylan's center bullseye is still available.
Yeah.
The bigger one.
Yep. So it looks like Justin nailed that kill shot on throw 10 to put the pressure
throw
back.
5 or better to win it.
And so
Oh, Dylan did not have his
Yeah,
center
playing it
available.
safe, understandable at this level.
looks like stay
Five.
down.
And a hit
Hit
6.
eight.
Oh, a hit 8.
Yeah.
So Dylan wins
Yeah, it looks
by
like,
1?
So yeah, Dylan wins by 1. So with 2 hit 8 kill shots.
That's so impressive.
That's- Game won by 1
so
point.
for the rough start that
One
Justin had in
practice
the
throw.
beginning of the game to come back and to keep it competitive, we got to give him a lot of credit for staying in the match.
And keep it tight with a previous world champion in this discipline.
That's right.
Not to mention how close in score that was. It's just kind of mind-boggling. I mean, obviously, Teets played it safe,
Right.
and understandably so with the world champion on the line, but still with, being able to come in your very first match and
The
keep
crowd's
up with
doing
the
a
previous
little bit
champ.
of heckling, interacting with the guys, trying to help them relax a little bit since
right.
that first game was so stressful.
Yeah.
Relaxed. I always love watching Dylan throw. I think he is the world's most relaxed thrower. He just looks like he's in his zone all the time, just chill.
Yes,
Yeah, he has
I think
a-
it's more stressful for me as his wife to watch him throw than it is for him to throw.
Absolutely.
For him, this is his happy
6,
place.
5.
Yeah.
He's
I
been,
mean-
it's just this is where he likes to be.
When you look at him set up in the line, it looks like he has a little bit of a smile and a little grin when he sets up with his chin up just slightly
Throw 2.
elevated.
He's
It looks like
leads
he's got a
by
nice
1.
little smile.
And that's part of the psychological side of the game, too. You know, the second you start negative self-talking, oh, I just threw a 3,
Yep.
you have now destroyed your mental game. You have to stay positive. You have to stay strong in that mental toughness.
Yep.
And even if you're hitting a 6, you don't want to get
6,
too confident
6.
because then you have the
Yeah, there we
opposite
go.
problem.
So we're still 6-6. And to remind the viewers at home,
Still
if you're
1
wondering
point
why they're
separating
not
us
throwing at
going
the
into
same
your
bullseye
third
every
throw.
single time, they have to rotate because you can't just throw at the one in the middle every single time. And so they have to move around the board and adjust accordingly to hit those nickel-size bullseye, except for the one in the center, which is 1.5 inches.
Yeah, about the size of a bottle cap for that
5,
center one.
6.
So there's a little bit of strategy in terms of when to go for that bigger bullseye. Some throwers go for it, throw 1. Just get it out of the way. It's the big one. I can
Game
hit
is
it.
now
Boom.
tied.
Others
Throw
save it
number
until
4.
throw 5 to give their opponent kind of a false sense of security of, oh, well, they've thrown a 3 here and a 5 here, but they still have their big old bullseye left that they're
That's right.
most likely going to hit.
All right, looks
So
like
there's
we're
a little bit of that mental play.
And,
with your opponent
looks like,
here.
there we
There's a
go.
6.
There we go. Looks like we had a 6 from Justin, and I think
6, 6.
That's
there we
another
go. Another pair of bullseyes.
The classic 6-6 from Ben McDonald,
Yes.
the trademark
Throw
at this
5.
point.
Yes.
That's
Last
right.
throw on this side. The
Truly.
score is tied at
Yeah,
23.
Ben McDonald. He's a national treasure.
Yeah.
To the scene. 8. What is it? 8 broadcasts? 8 years of
8 years, 8 years of broadcast, yeah.
We love Ben McDonald.
Yes, and it's so our judges are integral to this. Worlds
yeah.
wouldn't happen without all of the throwers that volunteered time to judge this weekend.
6,
Oh, absolutely.
It wouldn't happen without our volunteers, our pit crew, our judges, anyone who's helping make this happen. Most of them are volunteers.
Switch
So we
sides,
got
step
a
back.
dreaded 3 from Justin on that 5th throw, and so it looks like he's going to be still playing comeback like he did in the first game, and so it looks like he's down by 3.
There's still so much throwing.
There is so much fun, and again, as we can see, as we saw in the last game, the scores can
Defensive
switch
lead,
so
throw
fast and
number
just
6.
from throw to throw.
Especially now that we're backing up to the 15-foot line.
Yeah, Justin coming back from 6 points, losing by 1. There's a lot of throwing left on this side.
Yes, so they're both going for
Both
the center
going-
bull to kind of reset the distance. Like, okay, I've been throwing from 12, now I need to
5,
back up. So
6.
go for the big one now, reset your throw for 15 foot, and now we're gonna go for those tiny nickel-sized ones.
As we go into throw number 7, Chase is up by 4 points.
All right, so Dylan again. It looks like he still has that 4-point lead like he did in the last game, going into throw 7.
But it's now who can hit those nickel-sized bullseyes because that was from the big bullseye.
That's right.
So it's how consistent can they be as they adjust their left to right as they rotate around the outer bulls.
Looks like Justin clipped the 5, and looks like Dylan might be a bullseye.
5, 5.
Oh nope, it
Got
is
a pair of
5-5,
fives here.
Pair of 5s.
Okay.
3 throws to go. It's a
Throw
6
number
or
8.
4-point game.
3 throws left.
2
Tates
kill shots
leads
still
by
left.
4-point game or 6-point? Or 4-point
It's
game.
4-point.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
points.
exactly what I did.
Yep.
It's okay. Math is hard
Yeah,
sometimes.
math is hard
It's
sometimes.
also been a long weekend for us, too. We were also competitors this weekend. We're not just here smiling and looking pretty and talking about the broadcast. We all threw this weekend, too.
That's
But we
true.
were also
It's
smiling and
another
looking
three.
We
pretty.
are smiling and looking pretty. Yes, that's true.
3,
But we did also all
5.
compete this weekend.
We
Dr.
all
Dan,
did.
what are all the disciplines you competed in this weekend?
I competed in all 5.
All 5.
All 5 of them. You know,
Wow.
hatchet,
Throw
hatchet
number
duels,
9.
knife
Tates is up
duels,
by
and big
6.
axe.
And Big Axe.
And you had a
Kill
long
shots
run in
called
Hatchet
for
Duels, right?
Not this year.
You throw it, Justin?
I threw
Yeah.
it. So Justin Reese is my hatchet duels partner. So we've been throwing together for 3 years. So I'm very, very close
Nice
with my buddy
A,
Justin. And again, Justin drills that kill shot.
Undeniable with his kill shots.
I was about to say, he's been nailing those kill
Yes.
shots today.
Yep.
Hit.
3 points
8.
back here on that
Yes.
throw.
5.
All right. So that is a 3-point
Same thing
swing.
as last game. 3 points back.
All right. So he just picked up 3 points. So now we're getting. Now the deficit is now
This is your
just
final
1.
throw. Tates leads by 3 points.
3
3
points.
3
Reese
points.
is called kill
So
shot.
let's see what Dylan.
3
let's see what
points
Dylan-
is tough.
He hit that lower, has to go for an
that is
upper
a tough
now.
decision. That is a tough decision.
Yes, that's true. Sam just pointed out with kill shots, if you hit one on the same side, we're now at 15 foot, he has to switch heights
Looks like
for
he
the
missed
kills.
low.
That's
He's
a
got a
huge
6.
adjustment.
Yeah, the first kill I think he hasn't hit today.
Yeah, that's true.
Unfortunately, the most important one.
Yeah.
And that's because this is the first time he's had to change height.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
Because
That's true.
before he threw one from the 15, so he could go for his favorite kill both times.
Yep,
Right.
yep.
Hit. 6. 6.
Wow.
Really close, though.
that
Wow.
feels
Way
like
to be
Dylan Titz is gonna take
undeniable,
it.
Dylan. Wow.
So
That's really solid
So-
match.
so congratulations to Dylan Teets.
Representing the state of Florida.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep. We're going to be talking
the
to him.
second largest turnout
And
for
so-
states at Worlds was Florida.
Well, congratulations, Justin Reese threw his heart out, hit almost every kill shot that he needs to. And so we got to congratulate him and doing such a spectacular job on his
Yes, we have
initial,
our winner here sitting down
performance
right
here,
next to me.
at
This
the world
is Dylan
stage.
Teets.
But now,
AKA
we
my
have-
husband.
Hello, wife.
Hello, husband.
Hello, husband.
My mouth is so dry.
Yes.
That's right. And we're going to welcome, Dylan Teets, our defending Big Axe World Championship and also former Hatchet World Championship. And so, Dylan, congratulations. How did you feel about the match?
Thank you so much. I felt good. I definitely didn't throw my best. Reese just had a lot of nerves, and it's tough.
Yeah,
It's tough to be out there. It's nerve-wracking, and the
Yes.
lights are hot.
Yes, we were talking about the lights actually while
Yeah.
you guys were throwing it, and we were talking about the difference of your experience being under these bright lights compared to Justin's experience. Do you think that experience came into play in this match?
Yeah, absolutely. While these are probably a little bit more than I've experienced in the past, I still have that experience. Justin, very new. It's some things to learn,
Yeah, that's
But
true.
honestly, he held up really, really well considering this is the
Yes.
first time. Do you think we'll see him again?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with the year he had coming into this. He was seated very high for the tournament, and he showed it on
Yep.
day one.
So Chrissy had mentioned something earlier about your mindset when you're there on the lanes, that you looked almost happy. Like you almost looked like exactly that smile and that huge dimple of yours. Like maybe not the dimple, but that smile was definitely there. And so talk to us a little bit about what you're thinking when you're on the line.
So I don't like to get in my head super focused. I have the muscle memory. I can trust that my body knows what it needs to do. And so having fun out there, enjoying the moment, letting my body do the work, that's how I can succeed.
Yeah, Nick Colomai also in the interview in the hot seat was talking about the fun of axe throwing and focusing on that fun and how much fun they have when they throw axes. That's what keeps him comfortable and calm when he throws. Would you agree that's the same for you?
Absolutely, same thing, and I can't wait to play him. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah, you guys have really good energy, the two of you. And so
As someone who's won multiple world championships, do you have any advice to those watching that maybe are interested in getting into throwing or who are new to the sport? Do you have any advice for them to get better?
Yes. One, find a local league, go to that league, support them. And two, go to tournaments. It is a very different situation that you're going to find yourself in throwing in a tournament versus at home. So if you can, find tournaments to go to, and you will increase your experience tenfold.
You would say you would increase your experience?
Experience,
yes.
of course.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
That's pun number 3 for the broadcast.
Oh, that's probably
Beautiful.
axe pun number 3. So for those of you who are playing at home, you can take
Points don't matter.
You can take a
points are made
drink
up
of
and the games don't
your
matter.
beverage of choice for as many axe puns that we make on the stream. All right.
So next up, we're actually going to be doing Big Axe.
That's right.
So I suppose we can let you go and get ready real quick.
Yeah, I gotta
Get your
go
warm-ups in.
deal with Lucas, who's probably mad about his loss. So
Yeah.
I better bring it.
All
Thank
right.
you guys.
Well,
Have fun.
Best of luck, Dylan, and we'll be excited to watch you.
Thank you.
Don't forget to have fun. Love you.
I love you too, Dylan.
I'm not going to kiss you, but yeah.
That's
Good luck.
our husband.
That's the people's husband.
Yeah, the
Yes,
people's husband.
yes.
The people's husband, Dylan Teets.
Our venue that we run is called Swamp Axe Throwing, and our leaguers have fondly dubbed him the Swamp Daddy.
Swamp Daddy.
Yeah, so
Well-
shout out to our leaguers.
Well, Swamp Daddy. And didn't Dylan just celebrate a birthday?
Oh my gosh, yes. Our first day here, Dylan was drawing boards all day
Yeah.
in the back, helping everyone get set up, and it was his birthday. And most people didn't know that.
Yeah.
When you're
It just
ready,
goes to show
you're
his
in
dedication
practice.
to the sport and how willing he is to give and to help. And I have so much love and respect for him because of that. Happy birthday, Dylan.
Oh my gosh, they're already on the stage.
He's already on the stage. Yeah,
Wow.
it's time. It's Big Axe. No,
Okay,
no
so-
hiding in the back
so
throwing
let's,
warm-ups. We're
let's,
in.
Let's talk about Big Axe a little bit. And so let's talk to the viewers a little bit of difference of what's changed from watching people throw hatchets to what we call in the throwing, I guess the throwing biz, a Big Axe. And so
Yes.
Sam, talk to us a little bit about a Big Axe and the difference between the hatchet and the Big Axe.
So Big Axe, you have a lot heavier axe, right? The head has to be 4 pounds. You have the same-ish blade coverage. It's a little bit bigger. You're still throwing at that same 1.5-inch bullseye in the center, right? Difference from hatchet is you have the big, the outer bullseyes that are no longer live. You'll still see them on the targets here, but they can only go for that center. There's 7 throws total, 2 kill shots available. You no longer have the 6 and the 8 on the kill shot. It is 8 all, and then all kill shots on the board are live. So you have the uppers and lowers. Yeah. The only requirement is if you go for those kill shots, you do have to alternate. And so that's
alternate meaning height.
Height.
Yeah,
Not height.
No, not height. You have
Not
to alternate
like hatchet.
any. Yeah, you have to alternate any
You can
other
go for
kill
any
shot.
kill as long as it's not the one that you closed,
Correct.
which is different from hatchet.
And to let the viewers know that they're also throwing from the 15-foot line
right.
too.
They are throwing from the 15-foot line.
So
And
single
they are not
rotation.
allowed to use the hatchets that they were just using to throw from the 15-foot line because there are different spec
When you're ready,
requirements
throw
that
it.
divide a hatchet from a Big Axe. And part of that is the length of handle. There's a minimum length required for Big Axe. So you're not going to see them throwing those fancy 15-foot hatchets right now.
Right.
They're throwing something completely different.
Another big difference you'll see, so in Hatchet, we just had 4 competitors come up here because we had 4 brackets that had to tie it down to 1. This is the finals. One of these 2 gentlemen will be crowned the Big Axe
There were
champion
only
this
2 Big
year.
Axe brackets, and they each won their respective brackets. And they both did it by throwing a perfect game in their final matches.
Yeah.
Wow. To earn their ticket into this spot that we're watching, they both threw a perfect game to win their final match to get onto the big stage.
Which would be 5 back-to-back bullseyes, followed by 2 kill shots, because Big Axe is only 7 throws.
Now, let's talk a little bit about these 2 guys as being, in my opinion, the titans of Big Axe sports. We have the defending world Big Axe champion, which is Dylan, versus Lucas, who is the 2023 or 2022 Big Axe World Championship. So we basically have the last 2 Big Axe World Champions battling out for the next World Big Axe Championship.
Yes. So regardless of who wins this, that legacy we were talking about before, there's going to be a legacy no matter who wins this one. It's going to be either a back-to-back or a 2-time.
So going to throw 3, we're tied at 11. Looks like a 6 there on the left-hand side. Lucas throws a 6 as well.
And these 2 come up against each other all the time in big tournaments.
That is true.
They are not strangers in
Very
competing
familiar
against
with
each
each
other.
Yes.
Yes. However, this may be one of the first times they've met up on the big stage, though.
That is true.
I think so, yeah.
I think this is
they're
the
usually
first
in the
time
same
they've
bracket.
ever
They're usually in the
played
same bracket.
on the big stage against each other directly.
And
either way, we're watching lots of history be made right now.
That's
yes,
right.
it's just all of it.
And for the viewers at home, I know we call this big axe, and it looks like they're kind of just throwing it very lackadaisical. That axe that they're throwing is probably somewhere between 3 to 4 pounds.
Yes, Dylan's will be right about 3 pounds exactly. I can tell you that.
So we have confirmation that Dylan has a minimally weighted big axe. So it has a little bit of weight, but it's not your traditional felling, tree chopping, big axe. This is something
and
it's
it's
a lot
3
lighter.
pounds on the wrist. If you look at how Dylan sets up, he's got 3 pounds pulling back on his wrist.
There are plenty of people that throw them with 2 hands, which
I
honestly
do.
would probably be a little bit easier on.
That's true.
Yes, I
arms.
throw 2-handed for big axe.
I throw 2-handed as well.
Have we ever had someone on the big stage throwing with 2 hands?
Yes,
Yes,
last
Leslie
year.
Wellman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Leslie.
Leslie
Yeah,
Wellman.
yeah, yeah.
Leslie Wellman for the
for the big axe duels.
Big Axe Duels and Exhibition. It was a fun skills side event that we did, but they got to play on the big
All right,
stage.
so now
which
we're
is
going
really
into
cool.
the final throw, our
Kill shots
7th
are
throw,
called.
and it looks like Lucas is up by 1. And so, again, as we have seen in the hatchet matches, it does come down to those little blue nickel-size kill shots.
Yes, but for these kills, both the dot and the outer ring are worth 8.
Dead
That's
center.
right. That's right.
But his was dead center, so there's no denying.
So there's a bit of pressure
That
on
is
Johnson.
true.
And he matches.
It matches. There we go. Hit. So it looks like
Hit. Hooray!
Lucas is going to take the.
There
Lucas is
we
going
go.
to take the first match.
First game.
First game. Correction.
Throw 7.
Special note, they're both throwing the same bull mag.
Johnson leads by
The
1.
branded head.
Yeah, head out there.
Yeah, so the axe head that's on their big axes are by the same manufacturer, Bull Mag.
So a lot of that weight difference is going to come down from the handle, right? The heads are pretty much the same, but every
Yes.
thrower has a different way they grip it. Every thrower has a different way they throw it. You'll see Lucas keeps that up by his head pretty much the whole time, and Dylan has a pretty long draw across his
They're
head.
both
Very
right-handed,
similar.
but they have opposite feet forward as well.
You can also notice too the position where they hold the axe on the handle is very
Yes.
different.
Exactly.
But that may be
Two very different big axe throws,
Miss.
but so similarly
Takes
matched.
game 1 by
Oh,
1.
so
They
then
both missed their kill.
Oh, so then it was. I thought that was the final throw. So yeah. So we had one throw left. So I do apologize. But Lucas did
practice
still
throw.
win the match.
He took that first game.
or the first
and
game.
it is a best 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's very likely we could see 2 more games, or Lucas could just end it right now
very good.
and take his second big axe title.
Right. And so it is the best 2 out of 3. So that they're going to take their practice throws.
And that transition from hatchet to big axe
For
pretty
both of,
immediately.
for both of them, and
Yeah.
more immediate
2,
for Dylan.
Throw 1 when you're ready.
Yeah, doing a broadcast live, there's no breaks. There's no running to the back to go practice big axe. It's like, okay, you won hatchet, you're going to the finals. Great, now go through big axe.
Yeah, exactly.
You see Lucas taking that really big deep breath before he initiates his backswing. He does a full exhale before he even begins his backswing.
All right, so it looks like we got a 5-6.
6.
And in opposition, Dylan doesn't breathe when he throws. So you have someone who's taking a long time, taking that big deep inhale and exhale before they even
Number
initiate their
2.
throw. Meanwhile, Dylan's holding his breath.
Tate leads by 1
throwing.
point.
And just as a reminder for the people at home too, because this tournament is for the World Championship of 2024, we are working on previous year's rules as well.
That's
So,
correct.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, that's true.
Looks like a 5 there.
Yes.
Yeah, looks like we got another bullseye from.
6, 5.
All right, we got another bullseye from Lucas and a 5 from
So
Dylan.
We're tied up.
Score is tied at 11. Going into
We'll
your
see
third
if
throw.
Dylan can make those small adjustments here to lock in that bullseye.
All right,
And we'll see if Lucas can keep that calm that we were talking about that he has.
that's right.
He always looks so unfazed,
He really,
That's in.
he really.
unbothered.
I mean, he looks like sometimes we want to poke him to see if he's awake, but it looks like
Right.
he's very, very much awake and focused when he throws.
Unfazed, unbothered, moisturized, living your best life.
And one thing I was talking with Jenna about earlier, Lucas, he can handle pressure pretty well. The
6,
reason why,
5.
he's done over 500 escape games, and they've only
Escape
lost
rooms.
about 10 of them. So
Wow.
out of 500, they've
And
lost
so-
10.
That's a good way to
Jenna,
practice
Jenna is, by the way,
staying calm
Jenna
under
is
pressure.
Lucas's wife.
Yes.
So-
What a great way to practice being calm under pressure.
Yeah.
What a great idea.
And so, yeah, but
Take
yes, yeah, Lucas does have a background in escape games, and and as we can see, has played quite a few of them. All right, now we're going into throw 4. Lucas up by 1.
And I'm sure it can be frustrating for Dylan here. He is the current world champion for Big Axe, and he's having a hard time hitting those bullseyes.
Yeah, well, but he got that one.
He locked that one in.
He got that one in.
On that last throw, you kind of noticed both of their handles tapped that board. I don't know if
I
they're
think they both were throwing
under-rotating
harder.
or- So they're throwing a little bit harder.
Yep.
You can hear it in the way, not just the under rotation that's there where the handle's hitting
right.
first, but you can hear it, the way the blade is thunking into the board.
All right, so we got a 1-point game, and we're going into throw 5. You think we're going to see 2 kill shots again in 6 and 7?
I think so.
It has to be. Whether it's 1-point gap or a 2-point gap, they're both going to go up.
Yeah.
Solid bullseye.
And going up, meaning going for that kill shot.
And it looks like
Pair of bulls.
bullseye.
Yeah,
Here
for
we
sure.
go. All right.
So I think we're going to see 6 and 7
Get your
again
popcorn
here.
ready. We're about to see 2 kill
Two
shots.
kill shots again.
Yep. It is a 1-point game.
And it's a hit-to-win
Throw
situation.
6.
That's right.
Johnson
And
leads
so,
by 1.
yeah, for the viewers at home, if you've noticed that if the blue dots are not hit,
Kill shot called by Teats. Johnson staying down.
okay,
What?
that's a
Ooh,
surprise.
Johnson taking game 1. He has a little bit less of a pressure here. He's guaranteed at least a game 3.
Johnson's got kills,
So I think he's.
Johnson.
Okay, oh, wait, he changed- he
There he
changed-
goes.
I was about to say I have no
The
words.
stats man coming in with the stats.
Yes,
there we
yes,
go.
thank you.
Sam, the stats man,
Yeah.
coming in with the good information.
Okay, so we're both going for kills here. Both the dot and the ring worth 8.
So
Ooh,
Looks
that
like
might be just
Dylan-
under.
Dylan either hit or is just under.
he might have clipped the very bottom of it. And Lucas drailed it.
Talk about hit.
Yeah, there we go.
Hooray!
So
No
again,
change in point gap.
So again, for the viewers at home, the little nickel-sized blue dot does not come into play for Big Axe, and so it is the outer 1.5 ring.
Johnson's called kill shot.
Lucas Johnson 1 throw away from taking the championship here.
So with this hit kill shot, Lucas can reclaim his Big Axe World title.
It looks like he's going to throw first, so he's getting that axe lined up, ready to
so
go.
Dylan's going to give
Well,
him
the
the honors.
expectation is that Lucas is going to hit, which is why Dylan is doing what he's doing. It's not out of disrespect. It's out of respect for Lucas
absolutely.
as a thrower.
Correct.
It's expected that he's going to hit this kill shot. So Dylan's taking a step back, giving Lucas the stage, giving him the spotlight, win the title, dude.
Oh, and he misses
Oh,
to the right.
and he
But I
missed,
think
but
he
he missed
missed
it. And it looks like it's wide.
So now Dylan waiting, now he has that pressure to step up and hit it.
Now, but Lucas Lucas can still win because Dylan has to hit this
Yeah,
kill
it's
shot.
like I said, that hit to win situation. And
And
he
it
does it.
drills it,
Wow,
and he
that was an
drills it.
undeniable center kill shot.
Wow.
Wow.
What a
So we're going to a
throw.
game 3.
All right, we're going to a game 3. So this is a 2
The
out of 3.
tiebreaker.
And so
Game
All
3,
right.
1 practice.
all right, so now we're going into a final game 3, and I'm a
This is
little
it.
surprised. I'm a little surprised that Lucas, like you said, I thought Lucas was going to hit that.
The expectation is that he's going to hit.
Yeah,
He's
I
a
know.
previous world champion in
Right,
Big Axe.
and he's done it before, hitting the kill shot on
He's
that
won
last throw.
many major tournaments in Big Axe as well. He's someone who's favored to win when you see him step up onto this stage.
Absolutely.
So it's
now-
very surprising to see that happen. But now we're going to go to game 3.
We'll go to
This
game
is
3.
it. These 7 throws
Yep.
decide the
The win-
champion
the-
of Big Axe for
Yeah.
2024.
Yep, exactly. So now we're going to see who's going to be our next world championship. They tap axes.
Yep. They're throwing
very
their
gentle-
nuke Big Axes.
Oh, look at Dylan pumping up the crowd.
Yes,
Pumping
I
up
mean,
this lovely Wisconsin
people get
crowd.
so sucked into the match that they're all so quiet and leaning forward. But
Yeah.
having that cheering, that talking, the excitement, it's a boost for the throwers.
That's right.
Trying to throw in dead silence where you can hear a pin drop is stressful.
Oh, yeah. It definitely increases. I mean, because normally when you're throwing in a league or something, they're blaring music.
Yes.
Everyone's having a good old time.
That's
but
right.
you go to this, it's stone cold quiet.
And
you know?
meanwhile,
All
you're
right.
throwing where these bright lights and
Well,
it's quiet. And
Yeah, we got a pair of dead center bullseyes. There was no doubt on those last 2 throws.
well,
And
this
like-
is it. There's 6 throws left now to determine the title. So
Throw
now
number
it's
2.
do or die.
Mm-hmm.
Hit these bullseyes and win. And then, of course,
Everybody
kill
in the
shots.
chat, pick your player.
Yeah, pick your player.
If you're here in the live stream, who do you think's going to take the title? Let us know.
Yep.
Is it going to be a back-to-back victory for Dylan Teets,
Teats?
or is it
Or
going to be a
two-time Big Axe World Championship for Lucas
Lucas.
Johnson? Yep.
6.
Let us know what you think. We would love to know who you're rooting for. We would love to know who you just think is going to win. Let us know. Double sixes again.
I know, again.
Throw number 3.
Got to be
All right.
undeniable at this point. There's now 5 throws left before our champion is announced for Big Axe.
Right.
It's about staying calm,
I mean,
like we were
both of
talking
these-
about.
Both of these players got here because of a perfect game.
Yes, a
Maybe,
perfect game
maybe
to
that's-
propel them to the stage.
Yeah, maybe that's going to be what it takes to stay here.
I know. And,
Well, but that pressure to throw a perfect game can throw off that mental game that we were talking
Oh.
about earlier.
and I think we just jinxed. We did
6,
the
5.
announcers jinx.
It wasn't me. I didn't do it.
My bad.
That was Evan's fault. Evan did that. So
The
Dylan,
announcers
Lucas, when you go
jinx.
back and watch this, it was Evan's fault.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
You know, when you say the P word, it's sometimes
Yes, they
it can go
can't. They
over-
can't even hear us,
I
but it's
know.
like they sense it.
They sense
Yeah,
it. All right, so now Dylan has the 1-point lead.
But
and
also,
so,
that feat is difficult.
yeah.
It's difficult to do, period. It's difficult to do in league. Doing
Yeah.
it in Worlds and then to do it on the big stage, it's
Yeah.
almost unheard of.
Dylan
You know-
drills another 6 there right down the center.
And I
it
think
looks
Lucas matches
got
as
it
well.
with a 6. So it's still
6.
so Dylan is holding on to that sliver of a 1-point lead, going into throw 5.
This is now throw number 5.
I have a feeling it's still going to
Throw
come down
five.
to double kills again here.
Oh, of course. When you have a 1 or 2 point gap, it's going to
Yeah.
come down to kills. And with the kill shot being worth 8 for only the dot and the ring are both worth 8.
Yeah.
It's hit to win situation. You're not getting a 6 if you miss a little bit. You're getting an 8 no matter what. So with Big Axe, the undeniability and your ability to throw is big.
that was huge.
Here's
So
Lucas's
he might have
chance
left
to
the door open
capitalize.
for
And he
Lucas.
does.
And Lucas just
like it.
he took advantage of the miss by Dylan.
So we're tied.
So we're tied. So now, what do you guys? This might be overtime.
Maybe.
This might be overtime. If
We
if
could. It depends on if
Yeah.
they agree to go for kills together on 6 and 7, no
that's
matter
right.
whether they hit or
Throw
miss.
6.
Yes.
I'm very curious to
Let's
see.
see. I haven't seen a kill shot being called yet.
Teach just called a
They
kill
both
shot.
They both- they both
did.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
They
good.
both
I
called
didn't see
kill
them
shot.
agree for 6 and 7.
I didn't
so
agree,
we're going to
yeah.
find out what goes here.
Well, at this point, they know that if one goes up, the other person has to meet it. You know,
Right,
you can't play it safe
Absolutely.
anymore.
Yeah, there's no just staying down to take the win. Oh, that was a big
It's a wide
miss.
to the left. Let's see if Lucas can take advantage of it.
He misses. That was a big miss too.
That was a big miss.
Oh my
Going
gosh.
into potentially the last throw of this
Okay.
match.
Throw
Yep.
7, we're going to go
Throw number
kills.
7.
Oh, you know
All right,
they're
so
going to kill.
this is definitely gonna be a kill shot.
And
All
it's
right.
it's hit to win, right?
All right, well,
One person hits,
what-
one person misses.
shots.
Well, if they both hit, then we're tied.
Then we're going to sudden death,
overtime.
and
We're
then there's
going overtime.
more kill shots. So
Yeah,
it's
more
just
shall be called.
it's that undeniability we were
All
talking
right,
about.
guys. Get
You've
your-
got a
get
4
your-
5/8 inch blade.
Get your popcorn ready. Let's see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's that saying of just do it, but it's hard.
Mm-hmm. And the chat's saying that they're nervous for him too.
Everyone,
Oh, there we
yeah,
go. Dylan
absolutely. You
looks
can
like
feel
Dylan
it in the
drills this
room
kill
how
shot.
nervous
Let's
everyone
see if
is.
Lucas
Does
matches.
Lucas match?
He does.
Oh, he twisted.
Oh, wait, the
I
angle.
can't tell
you
with the
can't
camera
tell.
angle. Ben's going to tell us.
Both
Hooray!
hits.
Sudden.
Oh, wow.
We're going into
Look at
our
that.
Look
first
at that. He
overtime.
barely
He got
clipped that
Lucas hit the
pen.
edge of the kill shot.
We're going into
So-
sudden death here.
Yeah,
There we go. Type in the chat.
just 3 times. It's just 3 times, guys.
It's just 3 times.
Just 3 times,
It's just
guys.
3 times.
It's just 3 times.
So we're chanting who sucks less. And for those who don't know, it's because we're going for the kill shot again.
Yeah.
And it's that hit to win
you're ready,
situation.
That's right.
But if you both miss, we will measure.
Yeah,
So
who's-
even if you didn't hit it, you could still win. So you suck a little bit less and you still win.
That's right. All right, so
Dylan
Lucas
going
is letting
first
Dylan
here.
go
Dylan,
first.
let's see, Dylan.
Oh, and he misses.
Dylan misses low.
So here's that hit
Here
to win
again,
situation we
this
were
is-
talking
It looks
about.
like Lucas is getting a reprieve. This is what happened at the end of game 2. Can Lucas get a second chance to win his second Big Axe World Championship?
Or are we just going to do it again?
And
Oh,
Lucas
he
nails it.
does it.
Lucas nails it.
The
He got
two-time.
The reprieve.
Yep.
Two-time. Now we have
Two-time.
two-time. Or actually, now he's got a second Big Axe World Championship.
Yes.
Congratulations, Lucas Johnson, for his second Big Axe World Championship. And Jenna with a big hug.
That's Lucas's wife.
Lucas's wife, Jenna, with the big hug.
We promise this is his wife, not a random person.
Yes, yes, yes.
And so, but
it's not a storming the court situation.
Yeah, exactly.
But what a match! I mean, we got to give Dylan all the credit in the world. I mean, he's a defending Big Axe World Championship. He defended his Big Axe title to the very last throw.
And they're both so evenly matched, right? We
Yeah.
came down to sudden death to determine who the victor would be.
Yeah, I know.
It's impressive.
And
Well,
so,
speaking
and
of-
speaking of our
Yes.
two-time Big Axe World Champion, here comes the man, the myth, the legend,
The two-time Big Axe World
two-time Big
Champion.
Axe World Lucas Johnson.
I'm
Welcome,
gonna make sure your
Lucas.
mic's on, bro.
He said it was on.
Perfect.
I'm good.
Are you good?
Welcome to the hot
Lucas,
seat.
Welcome
Thank
to
you.
the broadcast, Lucas. Congratulations, sir,
Thank you.
on your second Big Axe World Championship. How are we
Thank you.
feeling?
Good because I knew I wasn't going to win Hatchet.
Yeah.
But my biggest fear was that I would get on for these 4 disciplines and not win any of them.
Okay,
So
that's fair.
the fact that I got one
Valid
out of the
feelings.
way is good.
So I noticed you're
Congratulations.
shaking a little bit right now.
Oh, yeah.
What is the feeling that's causing that?
Getting a chance to go to overtime. That's how I won last time too in sudden death with Tyler, but we
Yes.
went like 2 or 3.
Right.
Just getting the opportunity to continue throwing was the goal. So I'd missed the left one both games, and so I
Yes.
was like, I'm not gonna miss it this game.
Okay, yeah.
So
I know. I had mentioned that you had a second chance at it, and so I almost have never seen you, when you got a second chance, not take advantage of it, and you closed the deal. You did it.
Capitalizing is what I normally do. I had a couple of things this weekend where I didn't capitalize, so glad that I was able to on the broadcast.
So
Yeah.
would you say that this is the discipline you wanted the most?
No.
No? What's
No,
the
I
one
mean,
you want the most?
I think everybody knows Hatchet's kind of the monkey on my back.
Yes,
I
we
haven't
were
been
talking
able,
about that earlier.
Haven't been able to finish it off, so but once it was out of the way, then it's kind of a free game from there.
Yeah.
So now it's just kind of about having fun. I mean, last year Knives was the one that I really didn't want, and I won that one. So maybe that's the mentality. Maybe I should just stop caring about Hatchet.
Well,
And the having fun aspect you were talking about too.
Yeah, I mean, just once you can kind of let loose. I mean, I was super nervous before the day because, like I said, I didn't want to get on here for 4 things, win nothing, and nobody remembers who was on. Really, they remember who won.
Yeah.
So I just didn't want to be walking, everything's over and be like, man, that was kind of a waste.
okay. So now, Lucas, with the 3 duels championship, the knife championship, now we're up to
Two big axes.
How's the closet? How's the closet and looking now?
It's I have like a little corner full of trophies and stuff, so I'm hoping to add some more to it. So we'll see how the rest of these go.
Yeah. Your day is not done, so you just got 2 more to go, and we wish you the best. And congratulations again, champ.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And good luck.
Thank you.
Lucas Johnson, everybody. What an amazing thrower, and big congratulations. I mean, the fact that he's on 4 count them, 4 final matches is just impressive.
Out of the 5
4 out of the 5
disciplines,
disciplines,
he's
Lucas-
on the final stage 4.
So it's just Lucas is an incredible talent, and so deserving
A jack of all
championship.
blades, if you will.
Hey-o.
Hey-o.
Yeah,
So-
because he won last year's Jack of All Blades, right?
He did. I'm
Yeah.
not just making a little rhymey pun.
For-
It is an award that
Yeah.
the World Axe Throwing and Knife Throwing League gives
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, so after, for those who are watching at home, once the finals is over, please don't leave, because we have community awards to give out for all the amazing accomplishments from people in the community, as well as the Jack of All Blades, which
Yes.
is really, I mean, the World Championship title is pretty cool. But the Jack of All Blades
Yeah.
is basically the mathematical equation of who is the best thrower across every discipline for the full year.
Yep.
So a lot of math goes into who those top 3 people are, and we'll find out at the end of the broadcast.
So
Yes.
I have a quick question for you guys. How many chicken tenders do you think Lucas Johnson is going to eat once he gets back home to his hotel room?
Goodness. So he's making that joke because Lucas, it doesn't matter what kind of restaurant you go out to, he's going to order the chicken tenders.
That's right.
And I mean, those victory chicken tenders, they got to taste so
good. So good.
I can't imagine at least a 5-piece, right?
Oh, I'm thinking maybe he's probably going to maybe a baker's dozen chicken tenders.
All right, everybody. We're going to take just a quick break, but stick around. We're going to be going into the, I believe it's duels. No, it's Hatchet Duels next.
Hatchet Duels is next.
Hatchet Duels is next, and then we're going to start going with some knife throwing. So stick around. We're going to take a short break.
It's a lot more throwing coming up.
I'm Mario Zelaya, the founder of the World Axe Throwing League, where safety is our top priority. That's why we've worked closely over the years with AxeThrowingInsurance.com. At venues like Bad Axe Throwing, we have fencing that protects both the spectators and the throwers from ricochets. The golden rule of safety for axe throwing is simple. Throw together, retrieve together. This rule ensures that nobody is in the lane when axes are being thrown. One of the keys to safety is using WATL axes. WATL axes are specifically made and designed for throwing, unlike standard hatchets from your local hardware store. One of the factors that has contributed to our growth has been AxeThrowingInsurance.com. They have helped hundreds of venues remain safe and insured, including facilities similar to this one. Thanks to the safety and the rules created by the World Axe Throwing League, the industry has remained free from any insurance claims related to throwing. For more information on the World Axe Throwing League, starting a venue, getting insurance, or the axes we use, please visit worldaxethrowingleague.com.
Looking for an exciting way to hang out with friends? Try something different. Try axe throwing. Whether you're celebrating, competing, or just having fun, axe throwing is the perfect way to let loose. There are axe throwing venues all around the world, and we'll help you connect to your local axe throwing community. You'll be guided by friendly coaches who will have you hitting bullseyes in no time. With no experience required, it's easy to get started. Visit worldaxethrowingleague.com/throw and get in on the action.
Welcome back, everybody, to the World Axe and Knife Throwing Championship. This is technically the second annual, although I believe we're in the 7th or 8th Axe Throwing Championship and 3rd knife.
Right.
So
that's true. Welcome, everybody. Happy to have everybody back on the stream. I'm Dr. Dan Ceballos. To my right is Evan Walters, and to my far left is Sam Arias. Thank you so much, YouTube, for spending the time to join us to see professional axe throwing live in your living rooms or on your computer or on your phone. So please, in the comments, let us know what you're liking, what you don't like, what you want to see more of, and please interact with us because it does help us bring up some topics to talk about. And happy that we can talk about what you want to see, but what an amazing 2 matches.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, man, it's always with the World Championships. It's always a nail biter, you know. These guys are fighting throughout the entire year, just honing their skills more and more. And you know, by the time it gets here, I mean, honestly, like I mentioned earlier, everybody who gets to this spot, like, doesn't matter where you place in this tournament, everyone that gets to this spot has put in so much work and so much passion and love for this sport, as well as just amazing skill. And to get to this point, it's hard to describe in words because of how much precision, how much, you know, like methodology and mental space. It's a different game.
Absolutely. So, you know, we've just watched 2 Hatchet Semifinals. We just crowned our latest Big Axe World Championship. Sam, what have you found the most surprising so far in what we've seen so far?
You know, earlier we talked about how, you know, Lucas is in 4 out of 5 here, right? It's not surprising to me that he took it. I don't think we've had any major outliers, right? Something that surprised me. But one thing that I actually had a conversation with Sarah Said this weekend was, you know,
Sarah Said, the commissioner of the WATL.
So I got to sit down with Sarah Said for a little bit, and we were talking about how these guys, they're incredible, right? Lucas is, I would say, arguably one of the best throwers we have across every discipline.
Correct.
And the reason is he's so disciplined and he's so on it, right? There's a reason why he's on 4 out of 5 of these. He is one of the most accurate, stable people with just a nice, cool, calm throwing. And so we're about to come into duels, and we get to see him throw again.
That's right.
Which is the most exciting part. You know, I think that duels is kind of a hit or miss. I think this is going to be the most exciting thing that we see all day because you have 2 axes going to the same target at the same time, right? You have the potential of putting those 2 thin blades in the same hole, knocking it out, falling out. And so I think this is going to be one of the most exciting things that we get to see all day outside of knife duels. I'm kind of partial to knives because I love knives, but I'm so excited to see this. It's going to be so fun.
So what we're talking about is we're talking about hatchet duels.
Right.
And so we're getting ready to talk talk about Hatchet Dual World Final. So this is going to be an incredible match between, again, going back to the theme that we talked about earlier about repeats and legacies.
Yeah.
We have the defending Duels World Hatchet Champions, the Flow Bros, going against Divine Johnson. Now, Divine Johnson is the Lucas Johnson that we just saw earlier, throwing with Joe Divine, who is no stranger to this big stage. Joe threw on this stage at the 2023 Pro-Am in the Hatchet Finals, and so Joe is no stranger to this final stage. And but Lucas has won. He's won 3 back-to-back-to-back Duels World Championship. Flow Bros dethroned them last year, and now Lucas is back for possibly his 4th Duels World Championship.
Yeah, and the fun part about that is Lucas and Joe are a new team, right? They're definitely not new to the sport. They're not new to throwing, but you're talking about Lucas coming back here for the next time, but he is throwing with a new thrower. So he hasn't won a championship yet with Joe, and they have an opportunity to come up here and do it. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see. We're getting to see a different side of Lucas, right? We're so used to him and Hayden, the way they throw together, and so it's going to be really exciting to see like this mesh that they have.
You bring up a good point, because everyone who's going to walk onto this stage and this match has won a world championship except for Joe Divine. And so that could be something to keep in mind while we're watching this match, that we have 3 out of the 4 former world championship winners, and then we have, quote unquote, the new guy. Well, we all know that Joe Divine is not new to the scene.
No, not at all.
But he's the only person on this stage that has not won a world championship. So it's going to be an exciting match.
Not won a world championship yet.
Yeah, that's right.
And then so one of the differences, we get into Hatchet duels right now. So earlier we saw Hatchet, they had to throw from the 12-foot back up to the 15-foot line. It was 5 throws or 10 throws here. With duels, it's now 5 throws all from the 12-foot line. But like I said, it's both throwers throwing at the same target at the same exact time. Now again, like Big Axe, we're getting rid of those outer bullseyes. It's the only center bullseye, that 1.5-inch red thing that's available. But you're getting these 2, a pound and a half, almost 2-pound hatchets going at the same exact time. We're going to see some carnage. It's going to be a lot of fun.
We talked about earlier before in the pre-show about athletics, and we talked about what former athletes we have. And so when we were talking to Lucas, he is a former collegiate soccer player. We were talking to Joe Divine. He's a former collegiate basketball player. John Debke is a marathoner and triathlete. And then we have Tyler Flynn, who was told at the age of 14 that when he played soccer, he should probably pick up some books. So when it comes to athleticism and being able to compete on the stage, even someone who is not an athlete can be a world champion, And so, Evan, what are your thoughts on what it means, like in terms where athleticism comes into play versus dedication and practice?
It's really interesting. I'm a big fan of watching lots of different types of sports, including like esports. And I've seen a lot of people have this conversation of in that realm in particular of like, is esports really sports? Right. But I think when you get anybody in their element in this thing they've trained for their whole life, it doesn't necessarily have to be a purely physical thing. It could be part of it's the mental game of the sport.
Sure.
I remember watching a video where they took NFL players to try out esports and vice versa. Is very entertaining. But it's 2 different worlds. But I think that when it comes to being a sport or an athlete, it's really about dedication to the craft.
Okay.
Having that dedication to the craft, regardless of what it is, honing that skill, putting that passion and work into it.
Right.
I think that anybody who does that to a degree that they can get here to this championship is absolutely worthy of being called an athlete.
Yeah,
and that's one of my favorite parts about the World Axe Throwing League in general is we are such a big melting pot of different types of people. We have doctors, we have nurses, right? Pilots, we have all sorts of different types of people. There's no division, right? There's no women's league, there's no men's league, there's no older person's league. Everybody is on an equal playing field when it comes to skill, and that's all it is about is precision. Now, Joe Divine, really the only one up there right now with a little less of a beard than everybody else. So maybe at a less advantage here if you're thinking about axe throwing, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Right.
You have the
and now we have returned to the broadcast booth. We have the lovely Chrissy Teets, and so
yes, I'm back.
Chrissy, I wanted to ask you, how are the flow brewings? How are they flowing?
Oh, the bros, they be flowing, dude.
I mean, I don't know whose
Remember
hair,
to look closely.
I don't know whose hair is real and whose hair is not real. I mean, it is. I think it's Tyler. I think Tyler is wearing the wig.
I think it's one of those things where you just have to choose to believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which do you want to believe to be the all natural, and which one is synthetic? I just think it's great. It's one of my favorite things about duels. Duels is so much fun to begin with.
Right.
You're throwing with a partner. It's no longer an individual sport. But not only that, a lot of duels teams do costumes. They accessorize in a way that matches their name or matches a backstory with their team. It's so much fun. And I love and I respect that the Flow Bros, even on the big stage, are having fun with their outfits.
Yeah, even on their profile pictures. If you look at their profile pictures,
yes, look there.
They're having a little bit of fun, and we see the serious pictures on the right.
Yes. And, you know, we talked a lot about the fun with throwing. And Lucas is having fun when he's throwing. You just can't tell. It's not outward like it is with the Flow Bros.
And again, so what? To remind the viewers, we're throwing 2 hatchets into a bullseye that is 1.5 inches in diameter.
Yes.
So they're trying to hit a red dot that's 1.5 inches in diameter at the same time without any sort of collisions.
And you'll hear some collisions. You'll hear some smacking of the heads, but you don't want the collision to be so severe and poorly timed. Timing is very important. That one or both hatchets then drops and does not stick into the board for score.
And speaking of collisions, if you notice at the top of their axe, most of those throwers have tape surrounding them.
And
so
there
that
it is,
means
Chrissy. Just you called it right. We heard the little smack of the axis from the Flow Bros. It looks like they have 2 bullseyes.
It is interesting, though. Everyone's throwing the jack except for Joe Devine. A lot of people like to choose that, obviously, because of the taper in the end. It kind of helps guide the axe.
Yeah, the fin gives you a little bit of recoil.
I see one player on each team is throwing a King of Diamonds with that tapered back.
You meant King of Diamonds, right?
Yeah.
You meant King of Diamonds.
Yeah, so it looks like one player has that King of Diamonds. That's probably the player that's trying to throw more at an angle to be able to slide in there next to their partner, or the partner that's more comfortable with throwing straight at the bull has a hatchet head that they're more comfortable. It looks like Tyler Flynn is throwing an Atom made by Bullmag. And then you have Joe Devine. I'm not sure what his head is.
Yeah,
it is a World Axe Throwing League head. I believe it's a Ragnar. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's a Ragnar.
Yeah, it might. And there we go.
Looks like
we
one thing to notice
we might have
too,
our first 4 of the match.
Yeah,
it's definitely the first 4.
Yeah, we have our first
4, 5, 6.
All right. So it looks like our first 4 of the match. But again, you know, when it comes to the kill shot, you're never really out of a match.
Throw 4. Divine Johnson leads
by 2.
And remember, this is only a 5-throw game, so we're almost getting down to the second to last throw with Divine Johnson a 2-point lead.
Yes. So whenever you see the next close-up of the boards with their axes in it, you'll see that the thrower that's throwing that King of Diamonds with the tapered back of their head, the pole there, that's the thrower that's throwing at an angle, and you'll see it at the Ragnar. It is a Ragnar.
It is a Ragnar.
Oh yeah, you can
Joe.
tell by the beard there. Oh no.
Oh, wow. So it looks like they have the first 4 from Divine Johnson.
Well, at least they were kind of in sync that they both were going to miss right together, so that there wasn't a drop.
Yeah.
That being said, we are now tied up on the final throw.
All right, final
throw. Are we going to see all kill shots?
I think we're going to definitely see all kill shots.
I don't see why they wouldn't all go for those kill shots. Yeah, they're tapping axes. That means they're agreeing to kill shots. They're pointing up in the air. We're going up for those kill shots.
And again, whether you hit the ring or whether you hit the dot, it's going to be 8 points on these throws for these kill shots. Just like Big Axe. And so the dots and the rings don't really come into play in for duels, so it's just the 1.5 inch kill shots. Now, we have them on the top and the bottom. Do you think we're going to have everybody go up? Do you think to the upper kill shots or the lower kill shots?
That's tough because with these guys, they're used to throwing at the upper kill shots before the lower kill shots even existed in this gameplay. So they have a lot more throws under their belt throwing at those upper kills.
Look at that. Tyler went low and John went high.
I think Divine will go low and
so you think you're going to have 1 low, 1 high for both teams?
Yep.
At our league, we like to call the upper kill shots the uppies.
The uppies.
We're going for the uppies.
Always going for uppies.
It looks like
and then for the low kill shots, we're going down in an earlier round.
And we're tied again.
We're still tied.
And we're still tied. We have a miss hit and a miss hit. And so so it looks like we're going to get ready. All right, everybody, sit back and relax, and let's see some more kill shots.
So ignore the graphic at the bottom there. All the kill shots are worth 8 regardless if they hit the dot or the ring. It's all worth 8.
They're all worth 8 points.
We're tied. We're going into sudden death right now.
Okay.
There we go. They fixed the graphic for you.
Perfect.
So it's the single closest axe. It's the one axe that hits. We're going to be done.
Yeah, so we're going to see if there's 2 hits. We're going to go again.
Ooh.
And looks like
they're happy.
Well, looks like we got a double hit from Flo Bros. If we have a double hit from Define Johnson, we'll go for some more kill shots.
No, it looks like they both missed.
Oh, it looks like they both missed. I think Joe went left.
We'll get confirmation here from our amazing judges. Leslie Wellman.
Yeah, they did.
It is a double miss, confirmed by our head judge, Ben McDonald.
Yeah. All right, so just like that, the defending Duels World Championship take a 1-game lead, and this is a best 2 out of 3.
Yes.
And
One
so,
practice throw. When you're ready.
Wow, guys, more kill shots. How exciting was that?
I know. It's all the kill shots. And we were talking a lot earlier about being undeniable. We're on the world stage. This is where you want to make it happen. And it is not typical to see a double miss from 2 incredible throwers like Lucas and Joe Devine.
Yeah, I know. That was very, very, very surprising. All right, so they're going to take their practice. They're taking practice throws, right?
I believe this is a practice.
This is practice. We like to call that 1 for fun.
Yeah, 1 for fun.
You've noticed Divine Johnson over there, we have a left-hand thrower, a right-hand thrower. The Flo Bros both are right-hand throwers.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
That's true.
I don't know if that's an advantage or a disadvantage because they're throwing across their bodies, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
that's true. Joe is, there's not a lot of lefty throwers that I can think of, in the axe throwing.
Yeah, there aren't many. I am a left-handed thrower.
Oh.
I do throw left-handed. However, I throw two-handed, so you can't really tell.
That's right.
But my left hand is in charge.
Oh, I see.
A 6-6 there for the Flo
Looks like
Bros.
Flo Bros are keep putting the pressure on Divine Johnson.
It's interesting, considering how far apart they are when they're throwing with the opposite hands. They're kind of going into a V motion to get that in, which honestly will probably help out not collide axes.
Yes, coming in at that steeper angle, you're technically further away when you slide out. But
there we go. 6 is all around. And again, for the viewers at home, that is an 1.5-inch bullseye, and they're throwing it from 12 feet away. So to be so precise with the 2 and the timing of the axes.
With someone standing next to you and doing it.
Yeah, it just, the skill with these 4 gentlemen is just incredible.
And with these guys, it's difficult to tell, but they are counting.
We got our first collision and
to be able
stay
to
on the
time their
board.
throw. Yeah, they're lucky they had that collision, but the timing was good enough that it wasn't a catastrophic
That's
drop.
right. It kept it on the board. So
and they got nervous, so that's a safe 4.
So
collisions are scary when the team next to you has a collision like that. You then see the team who didn't have a collision play it safe.
All right. So no harm, no foul. So we're still tied. But it's interesting. We just saw all bullseyes, and then that time we saw no bullseyes on the next throw. So
that's the nature of duels.
Duels is just a very, very difficult discipline to be so precise every single time.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're going to throw 3, still tied.
It's hard enough to be that precise by yourself.
Ooh, looks like we got a 4 from
being precise by yourself in the sport is
the
tough, and now being precise with someone next to you. And having that pressure of, I need to make sure I'm on for my partner.
Oh, there we go. Divine Johnson back on track. Looks like they maybe got 2 bullseyes. It's hard to tell.
6, 5.
And this is why we have 2 head judges here for duels as well. It's hard to tell to begin with. So we have 1 judge assigned to each team to help with that. And so the amazing Leslie Wellman has joined Ben McDonald to help us score our duels teams.
All right, throw 4 down by. So it looks like Divine Johnson, if they can hold this 1-point lead, they will force a 3rd game. So let's see what happens.
I mean, with a 1-point lead, though, you're still going to see likely everyone going for kill shots on throw 5.
That is very true.
He throws the left a little bit there, but I think he still tags a 5, so we should have 11 on the
it looks like it might be angled into the 5. There it is, and looks like we got...
Their angles are on point. They're leaving each other so much room and still throwing 6s and 5s.
Yep.
Yeah, and honestly, that's all you really need to do really well in duels. Is just if you can get a consistent 6 and a consistent 5, you're good.
All right, so now, again, we're going to... Divine Johnson has that 1-point lead, and we're going up. It looks like we're going to have 4 more kill shots.
Like I said, that 1-point gap doesn't matter. We're all going for kills anyway.
So a hit from Divine Johnson will guarantee a 3rd game.
Yep.
Yes.
That's right. So if Divine Johnson hits both their kill shots, we will have a 3rd game.
Yes.
Now, Guys, do you think they're going to throw at the same kill shots? Do you think they're gonna switch it up?
In Worlds at the finals stage, I don't think you would risk going for that same exact kill shot together. I just don't think it's worth the risk because there's no reward for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
Flo-
smarter
like
to
a
do your own
hit.
thing and go for what you know you can hit.
Right.
It's cool. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, well, I meant the same one they threw earlier.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were saying going for the same kill
one.
together.
Yeah.
Some people do that, and some
I think
people
it
are
hit
better
all the
with
way
it.
across there, so.
Oh, it looks like we
Oh, we
have
have a
the
hit
final
miss
call.
there.
hit miss.
Hit. Miss.
Miss. Hit.
Wow.
All right, and it looks like we got
no
a third
change in
game.
score gap.
All right, we got a third game.
Yeah,
All right.
Divine Johnson will win by 1 point,
And
so we're
so-
going to that third game.
All right, here we go. And now this is where
This is the
all the
finals.
marbles are. This is for all the marbles.
There's no other duels teams. There were 2 brackets. Each of these teams won their respective brackets, and now they're competing for
Game number
first
3.
and second.
One practice
This is
throw
it.
first.
5 throws till we have our duels champion.
That's right. So they're going to take their practice throws. And interesting between the counting and the non-counting. You can see that very clearly. We can hear Lucas counting for Divine Johnson and the Flow Bros. Maybe they go on movement or just
They count. It's just that John Depke is the counter, and he does it very quietly.
Really? Okay.
Yes. He's like almost whispering, whereas Lucas is making it very clear, this is the count, it's time to throw.
Game 3.
All right, here we go. Throw 1. Final match for the Duels Hatchet World Championship.
Wow.
Oh, that
what a
was
great throw
beautiful
one.
timing. Beautiful timing. 2 bullseyes.
Everybody
from
in the
Divine
chat,
Johnson.
who do you think's going to win?
Yes, we would love to know what you guys think. Which duels team is going to take the win
All
for
right.
the duels world
Looks
title?
like Tyler clipped the bullseye, and it
Looks
looks
like
like
5 and a 6.
Looks like a 5 and a 6.
6. 5.
All right, confirmed
5,
by Leslie.
6.
Oh, wow.
wow.
We got a double
I really
bullseye
thought it
from
was a double
Divine- bullseye
bullseye.
from
He
Divine
must have
Johnson.
pushed him out, so they're tied.
All right, tied going into throw 2. Again,
Throw
this is
number
a
2.
5-throw
Score
match.
is tied at 11.
4 throws till we have a duels champion
Yep.
crowned for this world championship here in Appleton, Wisconsin.
No pressure.
No pressure. I mean, who knows what they're thinking about up there. My guess for Lucas is chicken tenders.
Looks like we have a 6-5 from Divine Johnson.
I think Tyler Flynn's thinking about disc golf. John Depke's probably thinking about his amazing wife.
Yeah, there we go. It looks like we have maybe
a 4
I
or
think
5.
Yeah,
I think it's a 4-5. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
5, 6.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be a
Wow,
point swing
that's
right
gonna
there.
be 2-point swing right there.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, I
so that-
forgot about Joe. Joe's probably thinking about his sweet doggy Luke.
Team Divine
his beautiful wife,
Johnson
Amber.
leads
Well, of course.
22 to 20.
How can you not?
This is shot
Looks like
number
in the
4.
chat we have
Shot
some
number 3.
some folks
3
rooting
throws
for the
left.
underdog of the Divine Johnson.
Ah.
All right, all right. Happy that Joe's getting some love on the chat.
And Lucas Johnson is no beginner to duels championships. He's
All right.
won multiple duels championships,
Yeah,
just with
yeah.
a different partner.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah. So he's going for his 4th
Yes.
Duels Hatchet
Just with a
World
different
Championship.
partner.
Yeah.
So he's no stranger to the world stage.
Oh, looks like we got
the
a
lights,
pair
the
of
pressure
bullseye.
for duels.
Oh, here we go. We got a few chats coming in for Flow Bros too.
Some Flow Bros love
There
in
we
the
go.
chat as well.
All right.
So then we get a 3-point game
3-point
going to
game.
throw 4.
Wow.
All right, 3-point game. So I'm wondering.
34-31. Divine Johnson leads by 3 points.
So okay, I was thinking could
Throw number
possibly go
4.
up for a kill shot on throw 4. It is definitely not illegal to do that, but it looks like we're going to save them for throw 5.
Yeah, they're going to try to just be like, you know what? Let's just go for it. Let's play aggressive. Let's hit those bullseyes. Let's force kill shots.
Oh, another
Undeniable
pair, wow,
throwing.
another pair of 2 bullseyes hit by Divine Johnson.
Wow.
Or it looks like 2 bullseyes.
It looks like 2 bullseyes. I know. It always looks like you think you know what happened. Oh, it's a pair of 5s.
That's like a pair of 5s. So we have a 10. So they're going to get at least another point for Divine Johnson.
Yes.
5. 5.
6. 6.
Wow, more 2
Okay.
points. So
5
a 5-point lead.
5-point game.
Okay,
We
so-
definitely see
That's
the
big.
Flow Bros going up on here.
Well,
I don't
Yeah.
think
Flow Bros
anybody
have to
goes
go
They're
up.
both going to go
They both
up.
have to go up. But now the decision for Divine Johnson is they're going to do the math. I think it's going to be
Final
1 up,
throw,
1 down.
46-41.
I can't
Up by
tell. I don't
5,
think
2 kill
they're
shots.
going.
It's a tough
Oh,
situation.
that-
Lucas
Yep,
looks like he's
Lucas
going 1
is
up.
calling,
Yep.
yeah.
It is
All
1
right,
up,
so
1 down.
Lucas is going for a kill shot. Joe Devine's going to stay and hit that bullseye.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I think you're right. 1 up,
So,
1 down.
So again, if Divine Johnson hits their 2 dots, that'll be 14 points. That'll lock the Flow Bros out of the tournament.
Yes.
And it looks like we have new Hatchet World champions. Uh-oh, it looks like we have some shenanigans that could be happening.
With the Flow Bros?
With the Flow Bros?
With the Flow Bros being silly gooses?
We might get that scenario where they throw out the same kill shot. I think this is what's going to happen.
See if they can do it.
I think they can. Let's see.
There's John Depke with the count.
Oh, there's the count.
Take
there it is. There it is.
Oh, it freaks me out every time.
And so congratulations to our former World Duels champions, Flow Bros. They defended their title to the very last throw.
And now we're going to have new
bringing home
winners.
his first world champion.
Yep, and Lucas is taking home his 4th Duels title.
That's
Fourth, and then now
And 2 wins today.
Joe Devine is now a world champion. So
That's
now we
right.
have 4 world champions standing on that stage.
Right.
So
Wow.
congratulations to Divine Johnson, your new Hatchet World champions. Congratulations. Congratulations. Out come the wives. The wives are coming out to celebrate the guys.
Yep.
And so I'm sure Jenna and Amber are very, very proud of their men. And so, wow, guys, what a match. Third
Tell
game,
me.
final throw.
We're getting our money's worth here, going to 3 games.
Bullseyes
some
and kill
sudden
shots to
deaths
win.
today.
Oh, my gosh.
Hit
No
to win
drops,
situation.
so-
Yeah, no drops.
Oh, my God, no
catastrophic collisions.
No catastrophic collisions,
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah, let's just wait.
Hey, well, knife duels, all
Knife
bets
duels
are
hasn't
off.
happened
Well,
yet.
looks
All
like
bets are off for
Yeah,
knife duels.
yeah,
Knife
we'll
duels
save
is
that for knives.
insane, and you'll see exactly what we're talking
All
about
right,
when that
so it
happens
looks
a
like we're
little
going to
bit
have
later.
our world champions coming in.
Yeah.
And so we're going to sit down and have a conversation with them live.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah, please
it looks
take
like Superman just turned back to Clark Kent. I have never seen Joe Devine with glasses before.
Make sure their mics are on real quick. Is that good? Yeah, it's on.
Yep, looks like it's on. And so, congratulations, the new Hatchet Duels World Champions. Congratulations, guys. How does it feel?
Thank you very much. It feels awesome. I mean, yeah, and to do it with Lucas, it was really cool. It was special.
Yeah.
Hatchet.
Yeah,
Lucas?
I mean, Joe wanted. He's been really talking about this champ coin that he really wants.
Yeah.
And so that's all, as soon as we threw, I was like, "Congrats, world champ!"
I'm on my
World
coin.
champ.
There you
Yeah,
go.
Well, we did talk about that on the broadcast that you were the only person on the stage that was not a world championship, and if that was going to be a factor in the match, and obviously it was not because you were cool as a cucumber, my friend.
It was never a factor in the match because we already had a plan that if we were losing, I was going to switch over and be a flow bro. And
Yeah,
so
so it
I
was gonna be-
was getting one either way.
Yeah, it was gonna be triples versus me if we blew the lead early, had a drop or something.
Yeah.
But we worked it out.
Yeah.
was
Well, we did talk about earlier that, Joe, you are no stranger to this stage in the finals, in this building, because you've been on it before. And so we had no doubt that you were going to rise to the occasion and become a world champion as well. So we're very, very pleased and happy, and congratulations. And Lucas, number 4?
Fourth duels, yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I am a little disappointed. Joe and I were supposed to go up on throw 1, and we
my God,
completely
I forgot.
On throw 1.
So yeah,
On
so
throw
we've
one?
On
we've
one
been
in a
doing
closeout
it.
game.
We've been doing it all year or all last year. When at every tournament on the game to win it all, we would go up on throw 1.
Yeah.
And honestly, we were just so in the moment there that we didn't even discuss it.
Right.
We forgot.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
you got. I mean,
Bummer.
to take a win like that, though, you got to be in the zone.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
understandable.
I mean, it worked out. Don't get me wrong, but but yeah, it was something we had talked about before. So I'm kind of disappointed we forgot, but at least we won.
next
If we
year-
would have lost, I would be more mad that we forgot.
yeah.
Agreed.
Well, the Flow Bros took a 1 game lead into the match, and so going into that second game, was there any talk or anything that you guys discussed?
On throw 3, we actually discussed that I was uncomfortable throwing second.
Okay.
Normally, my pace is slower than most of the other teams, but we had discussed when we were practicing, they were like, we'll just throw first.
Okay.
But then once we did our practice throws, it kind of was evident that we were going to throw faster than them. But we about throw 3 of game 2, I looked at Joe and I was like, in game 3, we're going to talk to them. We're going to throw first.
Yep.
And he also told me to stop throwing 4s.
I didn't tell him. I didn't tell him, but I should have. But I said we're going to win this game. So in game 3, we're going to do it. So I think it's confidence, and then also I didn't tell anybody this, but I filled out the little information thing about halfway through duels, and I put in there what I was throwing for duels. Like I was that confident that we were going to make it. So I think you got to have that confidence, when it comes to things like this. And Joe was supposed to take that kill, but he made me do it. He said he wasn't feeling it.
I had a little shake going on.
Yeah.
I was like, to be honest, I'm a little shaky right now.
Well, I asked him before the throw, before we threw, since it was a 3-point game going into throw 4, I said, and we threw a 12, and while we were standing to the side, I said, who's taking it, you or me? And he was like, you.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, congratulations, world champs. Happy to be there and celebrate with your significant others. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hatchet World Champions, Divine Johnson.
There we go. All right. So we are well on our way into the first knife discipline. First knife discipline coming up is the knife duels. I think that we're about to get.
I am an axe thrower.
I'm an axe thrower.
I'm an axe thrower.
I am an axe thrower.
I'm an axe thrower.
We are axe throwers.
I'm an axe thrower.
I'm an axe thrower. I'm an axe thrower.
You.
You can be an axe thrower too.
All right, everybody. We are back with knife duels. We went from axe duels, now we're in knife duels.
All right, guys. Now we're going back-to-back duel matches, and so here we have an interesting contrast between what I would say more of a David and Goliath kind of a story. We have the proverbial, quote-unquote unofficial defending knife duels champions, Tommy Antonello and Sebastian Arnold versus Madball and Kingston Michelle. I mean, who are relatively new to throwing together in this stage.
Yeah, they threw in one season in league this past year.
Yes, and they threw so well that they got their bid.
So.
And this is what I was talking about with the knife duels, right? There's going to be a lot of collisions. There will most certainly be drops. You're going to hear a lot of clanging of the knives because they're going to try to play as aggressively as possible to get that type grouping because they're each throwing three knives right now from the 15-foot line.
That's right. So let's go a little bit on the game plan, how different it is from hatchets to knives. So basically what we're seeing is we're having teams throw knives in 2 rotations from a 15-foot line to hit that bullseye. And so essentially we're going to have 6 knives on the board. Hopefully without collisions and catastrophes. And so that's, and then after 3 throws, we're going to go up to the front for 2. So this is only a 5-throw game, just like in hatchets.
And 3 of the throws are already done. That's how fast it is.
And those 3 throws from the back, those are 2 rotations. So those knives are spinning twice going to that front board. And then they're going to switch over here, and they're going to go to that 10-foot line for a single rotation directly in. So we're going to see a lot more accurate pinpoint.
And only 2 throws.
Right, and it's only 2 throws.
Only 2 throws.
For a total of 4 knives, hopefully.
So now we are already halfway through this first match.
game. Yeah, so now we only have 2 more throws. And now all the throwers are going to move up to the front one rotation line, which is a 10-foot line.
Yes, 10 feet.
So 4 points is actually quite a bit for Knifes here. Those kill shots are definitely a little bit more difficult. It's way easier to over-rotate those knives. You'll notice that they're all throwing Blackhawks, so they have a lot of coverage that are going to go into that target. They're going to have a few inches here to kind of rotate that through.
Yeah, you can see the width of that blade on the tip there. That's what he's talking about.
All right. So now, so it looks like we have
a
just
lot of talking and game planning just now.
All right. So now, again, a 4-point game, 2 more throws from each thrower.
Super confident from those guys throwing first. They do have the advantage. They don't have to throw first because they are up
He did look upset.
Maybe it's just because they both hit the same side, not leaving his partner enough room. Yeah, they're going to have to swing out. Now they're talking about it.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of room on that bullseye. It's only the size of a bottle cap, and you're trying to throw 4 knives into that 1.5 wide bullseye. It's not easy. And they're doing some math right now because those first 2 knives aren't scored. So they're trying to guess what the knives hit and being like, oh, well, tentatively, we're now up by 4 versus the other team. Oh, we might be down 5. We should probably both go for the kill shot. That's what they're talking about right now.
You can see that it looks like they're debating whether they're going to go for the center or not.
Oh, wow. Went for a kill.
I didn't even know he called it. Did you see it?
I didn't
hear it, but...
Yeah, I didn't... But maybe he thought the game was out of reach. Or maybe
maybe he called kill because they decided to not go for it.
Oh, okay. So, but it looked like it was a hit kill shot, at least from here.
Yeah, and I like to call his knives the butter knives, the way they're profiled. It's not just one very distinct pointy tip. It's a very rounded edge. It's hard to tell where the tip is.
6, 5, miss.
It is a miss.
It is a miss.
With those butter knives, as I like to call them. It's very hard to tell.
Right. So
the underdogs here, Kinzen's Meatballs, they are going to take game 1.
They are going to take game 1.
So we are one game away from seeing a brand new team, taking on the championship.
Yeah, both of them have never been in a broadcast before and never made it to finals.
Yeah. So put in the chat if you're cheering for David or you're cheering for Goliath.
Yeah, we would love to know who you guys are rooting for this Knife Duels final. Because this is it. There were 2 Knife Duels brackets. They each won their respective brackets, and now they're duking it out for first and second.
And one thing to note, if you guys watch that practice, though, you'll see on the right-hand side there by Matt, his actual knife over-rotated.
Leave it to Tommy to have some shenanigans there and almost stab someone.
So if you notice, the point of that blade has to be actually embedded in the board. So, yeah, they might have had a great warm-up throw right there, but Matt actually over-rotated, and that would have been a 0 scoring. So that's one thing you also have to watch out for on these knives.
Just because the knife is in the board doesn't mean it's a scoreable knife.
That's right. All right, so again, each thrower is going to throw 3 knives from the 15-foot
Same thing
line
again,
and
blocking
2 rotation.
out Matt. They're going to have to swing out again.
And so now I have to make the decisions on where they're going to put their next ones.
And that's why you see them whispering to each other.
So it looks like Matt and Kingston are going to swing out to the right to give themselves some more room on the right side of the board.
And that's one actually big difference from this and Hatchet Duels is there is a lot of planning.
That's that catastrophic collision we were talking about. That knife is not scoreable.
That is not a scored knife.
Crazy.
But you can take a look at the profiling. As you can see, there's some edge work done on that knife. That is a very, very cool looking shot.
Wow, and they did not play it safe despite that catastrophic collision. They weren't like, okay, let's just do a safe 4. They both still went for that bullseye. Wow, mad props to them.
And that's what I was just saying is there's a lot of teamwork that you have to communicate with your partner a lot, especially, by throwing those big, giant profiled knives, you have to maybe play a safe 4, safety 4, another drop from Matt.
That knife was already the 0.
I think that was the knife that was already hanging on the ledge of the other knives.
Okay.
So they do have 5 out of 6 of their knives in the board. Yes, it's just that
Honestly,
same one.
And that'll show you exactly the type of skill that these guys have. Like, he knocked off the one knife that was in their way and still got that knife in there.
I was actually talk about accuracy.
I was about to say that. I was like, how distracting is it to have that knife just there in the
way?
Yeah, just like blocking your throw.
And how badly hooked is it on there that if your knife hits it, isn't that now going to affect your knife that you're actively throwing?
So it's only a 4-point game going into that front line.
Despite everything.
Yeah, you saw how close that last match was. Sebastian almost hit that kill shot.
Wasn't it a 4-point game in the last game as well?
Yeah, so it's just the tables have turned here,
28,
and we're going to see some
So I'm wondering if Sebastian and Tommy are going to go for another kill shot from the front again. All right.
For the other way.
Yes, it's now Sebastian Arnold and Tommy Antonello that have the lead this time.
Oh, okay. So then Matt and Kingston had it on the last game. Oh,
Yeah,
gotcha.
they did.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. That makes more sense.
So it looks like a 4 there from Tommy. That might have been a safe move to kind of keep that from that middle bullseye.
Right.
You didn't want to get a drop there because then you're just giving those 4
And to
extra points
save
back.
room for Sebastian or Tommy to go for the bullseye in case one of them needs to go kill shot, leaving that bullseye wide open for your partner.
So do we see both kill shots here to see if they can just take it for the grand, or you think they're going to play it safe and go 1 up, 1
right.
down?
I would go 1 up, 1 down.
Yep.
If it was me,
See, this is game 2. You already take game 1
Right.
as the statistician, right? Like, I think I'm
They're
going to
still
go up
talking
for
about
both
it.
because it's going to guarantee you at least that 3rd game. So they do have a next game after this
Yeah.
if they do lose. So in my mind, I say both go for it, send it, go for the win, try to
Sure.
secure that championship,
I mean,
or
the-
both throwers get practice for that kill shot because it looks like they're going to need it in this next match.
True.
Yeah, that's
they
a really
may
good
just
point.
go for the kill shot without calling
Oh.
it just to get that practice.
For sure.
So
and still get a 1 or a 2 point
that
score.
tip out came into play, like you said, Sam, because Matt's did tip out again.
Yep, they practiced the kill without calling it.
Yep. All right.
Like I
So
said,
then
it's going to come down to
so
that. They're going to need
it. Looks like Tommy and Sebastian are going to take game 2, and we're going to go to a third
Another
and
game
another
3.
third final
Another
game 3
one.
to
Oh,
crown
I love
our
it.
new. And this is actually our very first knife
Oh, they
duels
did call their
world
kills.
champions.
6-0 miss.
Wow.
All right, and we actually haven't given a little bit of love. This is EJ on the right.
Yes, we have a new head judge
We have a
on,
new
on
judge
the
on
court
the right.
here.
So great work by our judge EJ making the calls.
Antoniello and Arnold win game 2.
And this is going to be that final round here, right? We have a game 3. We're going to have a
This is
champion
it.
right after
We're 5
this
throws
mount.
away.
So now, I'm wondering, how are these guys feeling to set up to finish off, this final world championship for knife duels?
In my opinion, duels, regardless of knife or hatchet, they're the most stressful discipline. It's not just the pressure on you now. It's you're trying to be good enough for your partner and doing what you're supposed to be doing so that your partner
Game
can also do
3
what they're supposed to be doing.
1, 2,
And it's so much
3.
pressure.
Good
Each
luck.
throw, you then have to stop and strategize for the next throw and be like,
Right.
oh, well, we just did that, so now we have to do this and we have to move over. And when you move over, you're now further away from the
Ooh,
bullseye.
looks like we got
and
a
that affects your throw.
And that's going to be a tough throw because if you
5.
look at Sebastian's knife on the right-hand side, he is covering that bullseye. So
Yes,
they're going to
the
have
way
to
their
snake
knives
around
rotated,
through that.
they blocked the bullseye. They didn't even hit it. It just that one knife on top is under rotated, blocking out.
Looks like a low 3
Yeah,
there.
they tried to
We
come
got-
in
we
from
got
the
symmetrical
side.
fours. Yep, around the side.
Didn't
Honestly, though, I
quite
think
make
they
it
hit
across
the line on just straight up and down and side to side, which
Yes.
is crazy.
Yes.
Oh, I think we might have. Was that a bullseye from?
It's hard to tell. It's a big puddle of knives there on
Yeah.
the board. Wow.
Wow! Wow! They put
Tommy,
two.
I think, had it.
I think there's 2 more inside the inner circle.
Oh my goodness.
Got saved by that
they
ricochet.
Are so
They are still
lucky
stuck in
that
the
knife
board.
stayed in the board for
Look
points.
at that tip.
4
We
points,
can
it looks
see.
like.
We can see the tip there in the board. So it looks like it's a scoreable knife.
Oh,
And I
that was
have-
very
I have a feeling we're gonna be
fortunate
really
for
close with
them.
Hey, you got another pun. All right, for those of you playing at home for the Axe Pun game, drinking game, take another drink.
All right, our judge, Leslie Wellman, having to take a really close look here.
All right, here comes Leslie Wellman with the call.
4, 4, 4, 4, 3, 3.
Wow.
5, 5, 4, 4, 4, 4.
Okay.
That's going to be
That's going to be a lot of.
It's a
significant
4-point
swing.
lead there
All
for
right.
Can't Understand
Again?
Normal Talk.
Again,
so
4-point lead.
Another
again.
4 points.
You know,
4
they're
points
consistent.
again
At least-
in
I'll
the
give them that.
favor of Sebastian Arnold and
Sebastian
Tommy
and
Antonello.
Antoniello and Arnold
That's our team
lead
highlighted
by
in red there.
4, 26
All right.
And they
to
are
22.
from
Throws
the
East Coast.
Northeast,
Yeah, East Coast.
Yep.
Connecticut,
And Brooklyn.
And Brooklyn, New York. That's right. He represents Jersey Axe House in New Jersey, but he's from New York. He likes to remind you of that.
That's
Just
right.
a fun special note about Tommy there. So during COVID, he actually got a new kitchen. He completely renovated his kitchen out, and he is still, to this
Kill
day,
shots
never
called,
used his
ball and
oven. He
Michelle.
doesn't cook.
well, he does his cooking on the DJ platform. He's a professional DJ.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I love all of the throwers' actual careers.
Ooh, it looks like we got one hit
For a
kill
lot
shot.
of them, throwing is a side hobby. It's not their job. It's not their career. They
All
don't
right.
own an axe throwing venue. Tommy's a DJ.
Yeah.
All right, so if Tommy and Sebastian can get them in the board,
Oh my
and
goodness.
it looks like we have our brand new knife world duels champion.
The very first.
Very
The
first.
very first world Knife
and it looks like
Duels
they're going to
champion.
defend their unofficial title from the Pro-Am.
Yes.
Never know. We don't know if those tips are all in, right?
Yeah,
those
that's
should
true.
be zeros.
Yeah, we got to wait for the calls.
Yes.
Doubt it, but
Hit, miss.
4, 4, 5, 5.
with
And
those
that's
calls,
enough.
we
There
have
it
a
is.
champion.
Yes.
Our
They needed that
new
double hit kill.
World Knife Duels champion, Sebastian Arnold and Tommy Antonello. Are we going to see the split? Are we going to see the split?
Yes, Sebastian Arnold, he's trained in martial arts and he can do a split. And he said if he won, he would
he's
bust
taking
out
stuff out of
the
his pocket.
split.
We're going to see
He's taking
one.
things out of his pockets.
He's taking
making
it. Oh,
room.
here it comes.
Here it comes.
Here it comes. All right, here it comes.
The moment we've all been waiting
This is
for.
what we've all been waiting for.
It's
This
not
is what we wanted.
Sebastian.
Oh,
Here it goes. Here it goes. Let's go.
Well, at least he had sweatpants on today and not the jean shorts because ow.
Yes.
You guys are about to be in such a big treat. These guys are huge personalities,
All right,
so if you're not paying attention, pay attention now.
I think Sebastian Arnold just broke YouTube. He just broke YouTube.
You're going to love the two of these guys. Dr. Dan and I are going to step out so that we can get them in the hot seat for the interview here.
Am I leaving?
I just again want to give one last huge props to Meatball there and Kinzen.
I'll go, and you stay. You and me will go. Yeah, we're gonna get the new world champions in here in just a moment, so we can get them an interview. Speaking of the Devils, we got one over here.
All right.
And we got one more. I'll do a little scoot.
And then I'll switch eyes for you. All right. So congratulations to our brand new Nice Duels World Champions. We have Sebastian Arnold, and eventually Tommy Antonello will be showing up. And so guys, welcome to the broadcast booth. Congratulations, the first ever Knife Duels champions. How are we feeling?
Did you expect anything different? Did you expect anything different?
We love Tommy's humility. That's why we love him.
But no, it feels pretty great. Kinson and Matt are awesome competitors. They did a great job.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah. Practicing was amazing, yeah.
We gave them a lot of crap, but...
Yep. So, Sam?
So Sebastian, as a new dad, you get to have this now recorded in history of being the first world championship. How does that feel? How do you feel like in the future for your family, being able to come back to this time and see it?
It's going to sound cheesy.
No,
but
be cheesy, man. We had this conversation earlier.
He's going to start crying now.
It's going to sound a little cheesy, but I really was thinking about my son.
For sure.
Thinking about my wife and my parents, everybody watching. And I'm glad to have been able to win the first world championship for Knife Duels here. And I love you, Everett.
That's awesome. Oh, well, we were talking earlier that you were kind of defending your unofficial, knife. Knife Duels championship, because it wasn't that long ago that you guys were on this stage where you won the Pro-Am. You guys won the first ever Knife Duels championship. Tommy, what does that mean to you?
We're just going to keep going and keep winning every time. Now we're going to have to defend it again. It's great. It's nice. It's good.
So you guys were down on the first game. Did you guys look at each other? Did you say anything to each other? What was your mindset going into that second game?
It's kind of cute that we get to go to game 3.
Yeah. We didn't think it was going to go that long,
Okay.
I had an appointment for, I think I'm going to be late now because of that third game.
Yeah, everybody drops. It happens. You just got to reset.
Right.
Get back in.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Yeah. Well, guys, it was an incredible performance. At no time that I think that you guys weren't putting it exactly where you wanted to put it, and so you made it look easy.
Now with that automatic bid for next year's Worlds, I don't doubt that we're not going to see you guys again on this stage. I think you guys are going to be incredible and right back here
we'll have another conversation.
next year. Yeah, we'll talk to you next year.
Do you guys want to say anything special to anyone? I know you, Claudia, you already said something. Tommy, you want to say anything? Anybody special?
I like it.
It's great job. Up top.
All right. Congratulations.
Great job, guys.
Somebody special right here. That's what
there we go. All right, guys. Congratulations. Your brand new World Knife Duels champions, Tommy Antonello and Sebastian Arnold.
You said my name right.
So it looks like already right up here we have Lucas Johnson and Coleman Bates getting ready for the Knife Championship portion of this. I am so excited for this. I'm kind of partial to knives. I am a good knife thrower, I'll think. Not good enough to be with these guys up here, but I am so excited to see the way they throw. Again, just like knife duels, you see them taking their warm-up throws right now from that 2-spin line. They're going to start from that 10-foot, and they're going to move back here, but I think this is where most people have their challenges. On the left, Lucas Johnson looks like he's throwing Blackhawks, and then we have the what is it? The Harpies?
Coleman's are throwing.
Side.
And he's, interesting fact, Coleman is the only thrower who's actually going to be switching his knives. So like we mentioned before with the knife duels, they throw the 2 rotations from the 15-foot line, and then they're going to move up to the 1 rotation at the 10-foot line. Now, Coleman will be switching knives. He's also throwing Blackhawks from the front, and then as you can see in the graphic, the Harpies from the 15-foot line.
Yes, it's kind of similar with Hatchet, where they change. You see a lot of the throwers are switching their Hatchet in order to be successful from the 2 distances. But he's the only knife thrower that is using different knives in order to adapt to the distances.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's been doing it for some time, and it was interesting to see. I wasn't sure when the Harpy first came out if people would really pick up on that, because it does have that little hook on the end. And really helps with making sure it stays in the boards. And he took that and rolled with it. So.
With the Blackhawks, he has to get that hook tip in, right? Unless it's not, won't be a scoreable surface. So he has to rotate it perfectly to get it buried into that board.
Yes.
All right. And again, we have that, like we talked about before, between repeat and legacy. We have Lucas Johnson, your defending world knife champion. And
that's a big one.
That was a drop by Coleman from the front. And so maybe a little bit of nerves from Coleman. This is not his first time on the stage here.
Oh, what?
I want to mention something really quick. Dr. Dan and I talked about this earlier. Since I'm a knife thrower, you have what's called a sympathetic drop. I see it in every single level, every single thrower. Coleman has a catastrophic drop on that, on his throw on that first 3, and then Lucas knocking it out. It's like
Lucas
it's
only
not
has 1 knife at the board.
It's crazy. Catastrophic, sympathetic drop is what I call it.
But it's not intentional. It's just like a subconscious thing that happens.
Monkey see, monkey do.
Right.
Exactly.
And so, again, what's different between what we just saw with the knife duels is that in knives, it's going to be a 10-throw game. So basically, we're going to do 2 more throws from the front, and then we're going to back up and do 5 throws from the back. So it's a total of 10 throws.
Yes, it's just like Hatchet, standard knives, 10 throws, the opportunity to go for 2 kill shots.
Now,
but in knives, the kill shot is worth 8. Regardless of hitting the tiny blue dot or the ring around it. However, low kills, low blue dots do not exist.
Now, for those of you at home, if you're wondering why they're not throwing at all the dots, is because those don't come into play. It's really the center bullseye and the outer rings that are scoreable.
Yes.
So if you notice the dots and wondering why they're not throwing at all the dots, it's because the red dot in the middle is worth the most amount of points, which is the bullseye.
Yes, the outer, we call them the baby bulls. The outer bullseyes are not a scoring area in knives. They're only going for the center because the whole challenge and task with knives is to stack them on top of each other on that 1.5 inch bullseye.
That's right. And
if you had 5 bullseyes, knives would be easy.
Now to give the watchers at home a little context, the ring around the red dot is 3.5 inches. I think Coleman just put 3 inside a 1.5 inch bullseye from 15 feet.
Not giving any lax there for Lucas to gain any points back.
Lucas is lucky that 1 knife stayed in the board.
6, 6, 5.
Oh, wow. Still, but incredible, though, to be able to group your 3 knives inside of the 5 ring, whether they're 5s or bullseyes.
So
it's awesome.
That 5 ring is 3.5 inches in diameter. So they're trying to put 3 different knives inside of a ring that's 3.5 inches.
And it's even smaller when you're standing 15 feet away versus 10 feet away.
So kill shot called there by Lucas.
Adding a rotation.
Oh,
Lucas,
Lucas,
it's an 11-point game. He's got to hit both of these and hope that maybe Coleman either drops that knife down or has a little flub there.
You can never bank on your opponent throwing unsuccessfully because at this level, at this caliber, in the finals, this is it. These are our top 2 throwers playing for first and second. You can't count on Coleman making a mistake.
All right, Coleman put on the board.
So going up again here for
Lucas
Lucas,
is going
but it's
up
not going to
again.
matter.
It will be out of
reach.
reach.
The game is out of reach, and then so it looks like Coleman's going to take game 1, a best of 3.
Yes. We're going to go into game 2 with Coleman having 1 win under his belt against the current knife reigning champion, Lucas Johnson.
That's right.
Coleman wins game 1.
Fault.
I don't know what the fault. It didn't have any outcome with the game, but there was a fault somewhere.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not sure.
Always something to check out on
warm-up
YouTube
before
afterwards.
game 2.
Yeah.
So 20-point game there. I don't think that we're going to see that big of a difference right here. I think Lucas is about to lock it in.
Yeah, look at that.
That's
Good
huge.
throws. You look that one for fun, perfectly
Yes, their
straight
warm-up
down that
throw
center.
before we go back and we do 10 more throws.
All right. Now we're going into game 2, and we're going into throws 1, 2, and 3. Again, we're going to be throwing it from the front at the 10-foot marker, 1 rotation, and again, Coleman does switch his knives.
Yes, and something you want to consider as well, this is Lucas's 4th time being on the stage today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to be exhausted.
That's
He's
true.
trying to win a world title in 4 disciplines. This is the 4th one.
Yes.
And he's already won 2 out of the 3 that he's appeared for.
Yep.
It's a lot of celebratory chicken tenders.
A lot of chicken tenders.
Wow.
There
Coleman
it is.
coming in
I think,
5-6-6 there.
I think that's what Coleman. Ooh,
Oh,
nice.
wow. Now, see, this is what you expect to see
Now they're
on
dialed.
the
Now
world
they're
final
dialed in.
stage.
Now we start seeing. And again,
This is what is typical for knives. What you saw in that first game is not typical.
6, 6, 5.
Especially not for Lucas.
4, 5, 6.
Wow.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay,
All
well,
right.
be a 2-point game.
2-point
still
game.
in reach.
Yeah, 2-point game.
Yes.
And as we saw in the first game,
Bates
anything can
leads by
happen with
2.
knives.
Yes, and we're going to throw
17
2
to
more knives
15.
from the front line, the
Throws
10-foot
4 and
line
5
here.
from the
Single
front.
rotation. Only 2 knives instead of 3. Wow.
Looks like a 5 from Coleman.
2 very different throws
Oh,
here.
another
Watch
5.
their backswings here. Coleman's is so small and fast, and then Lucas has this big slow.
Yeah, you
2
can
very
notice that
different
his
throws.
hatchet and his big axe throws and his knife throws look very similar.
Yeah, the more similar you can cross-discipline, align your
6,
throws, the better thrower you
5, 6.
become. As soon as my favorite is big axe, and as soon as I adapted my hatchet throw to match my big axe throw, I got significantly better in both disciplines. It definitely helps with that muscle memory.
So Coleman hangs on to that 2-point lead, going to that 2-spin knife now. If he throws the way he did on that back, I don't know if he's going to give up any points here. I mean, that's 6-6-6.
Yeah, he was just dotting those harpies inside that red
Those
dot.
harpies are just kind of like little darts, just
Yep.
swinging straight into it.
So we've backed up. We're 15 feet away now. The knife is required to do 2 rotations.
Low.
A 4 as well, so
back
Coleman's still
to
with a
4s.
2-point lead.
No change in score gap here. Another 4.
Coleman, I can't see what Lucas threw. Looks
Looks
maybe
like
a 5.
5 and a 4.
So 1 point back.
You can feel the tension in the air right now.
I know, it's so quiet in
And a
here.
6 and a 5.
There it is. All right.
I
so
think we
Coleman's
might be tied up, guys, on 9 and 10.
Right.
So yeah, that's true. It looks like Lucas put 2 of them in there, or Coleman might be down by 1.
4, 5, 6. 4, 4, 5.
So yep, I think Lucas is up by 1. Oh, they're tied.
41-41, going to 9 and 10.
So
Wow.
So I wonder if we're going to see
It
kill
is
shots
a
or not.
tie game with 2 knives to
I
throw.
don't know. With Lucas being down a
you
game,
can see
he's the
Coleman's
one
thinking
looking
about
at
it.
Coleman. Lucas is initiating, and Lucas is the one that hasn't won a game yet.
Yeah. So. All right.
He
so,
said, let's throw 9 and let's see what happens for 10. Oh, no.
Kill shots called?
They're tapping.
Okay.
Kill shots called both. EJ
So-
confirmed. They are going for kills.
Dang it.
Yeah,
I mean, if it were me, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, it's scary enough already, you know.
Well, I mean, but the fact that it's tied, though, I think it does make it take the pressure, a little bit of the pressure off.
See,
Yeah.
they agreed. That's what
Okay.
I thought. They agreed.
Oh,
Let's
they
just
did
throw
say
9.
9.
Let's see what happens, and then
Okay.
we'll go up on 10.
Smart,
Yep.
honestly.
So Coleman with the 6.
Be undeniable. Drill your bullseye, and then we'll throw kills
Lucas
on
with the
throw 10.
5. So Coleman has a 1-point lead going to this last
And they're both
There
going
we go.
kill
They're both
shots.
going. Kill shots are called.
Only the upper kill shots are available in
Coleman
knives.
is 1 knife away from being a champion. He hits this, it's over.
We're going uppies.
If Coleman can hit this. All right. Remember, we are live on television, everybody. We are live TV, so boxes can fall sometimes.
Lucas taking a big deep breath. It's that, that hit to win situation we've been talking about.
Ooh, that's pretty far off.
Wide to the left.
Wide,
for
yeah,
sure.
wide.
It's that cross-body thing that we were talking about, that nerves plays a role, and you lose your muscle memory, and you just swing across your body.
Oh, close.
Closer,
Closer.
but this isn't a game of horseshoes.
Or hand grenades.
Or, yeah,
Thankfully.
definitely not.
5, miss. 6 minutes.
All right, there we go. And we have new world champion, Coleman Bates.
That's amazing, and he took it in 2. He didn't even have to go to a third game. He was just undeniably good.
Coleman Bates, the new knife world champion.
First ever world title under his belt, too. This isn't someone who's won multiple championships over and over again and is expected to win. This is someone that is new to the stage, new to the finals, and he did it.
Coleman,
representing the state of Ohio.
Coming in from Ohio. And so, as you can see, Coleman giving the hugs to his sponsor venue, which is Throw Nation. Those are the owners of Throw Nation, where he throws out of. And so we're gonna get Coleman in. Wow, what? I'm kind of shocked that it's our first non-3-game match.
I'm looking at Coleman right now, and he doesn't look surprised at all.
To have that level of confidence.
Well, I mean, when we were reading his broadcast profile, he said that there is no one here today that wants a world championship title more than Coleman does. And it is very clear on his face that what he wrote, he means it.
That's true. Well, let's give some credit to Lucas.
Yes.
Because obviously this was his fourth match of this finals.
Yes, we were talking about that. Like, to be so good that you're on the stage for 4 out of the 5 disciplines. This was your 4th one out of there, and he won 2 out of the 3. So he won half of what he made to the world stage for.
All right,
very emotional, Coleman.
All right, so we're gonna bring in the new champ.
He's wanted this for so long, guys. Like, this is something he's been working incredibly hard for. So we're going to get him here in the hot seat, and we're going to talk to him a little bit more, get a little bit of the insight here of how he's feeling, what his thoughts are for this.
All right, so
there's a lot of emotions going on right now, and so we're going to get a little bit more insight from Coleman here in the hot seat. Oh, these guys are best buds. I love it.
I love you, buddy.
A pair of little Ohioan buddies here.
Oh, my God. So,
welcome to the hot seat, Coleman Bates, our new world knife throwing champion. How does it feel? Start there. How are you feeling? What's in your mind right now? Be honest. It's okay if it's nothing.
Nothing. Really nothing. Just wow.
Well, I want Dr. Dan to ask you some important questions.
I'm going to say the words out loud one more time.
Yes.
Coleman Bates, world knife throwing
he
champion.
gives me chills, dude. Congratulations, man. We saw on your broadcast profile that you filled out that you are the only person here that wants it the most. There is no one here that wants a world title more than you. And when we saw you walk off that stage, I could see on your face that you were like, yep, it was going to be me.
Yes, ma'am.
You were 100% telling the truth. No one wanted it more. You finally got it. Your eyes are red. You did it. Dude, you did it.
Finally.
Congratulations.
Finally.
I know you've been working really hard. How long have you been throwing knives for? Let everybody at home know.
Since, I believe, midway through 22.
Yeah, so
Midway through
a long
22.
time coming, and you have won multiple tournaments.
Yep.
So
Right.
you're not new to being successful at knives. You're just new to the stage. What was it like being on the stage for Worlds?
Crazy. So I did the Pro-Am in 23, and that didn't really go how I wanted it to. That was kind of a thing on my mind for a long time. Sorry. That was on my mind for a really long time, and I was not happy with how that turned out, and I wanted better.
Yeah, so then you made it to the world stage instead, a harder stage to be on, and you won.
Yes, ma'am.
You did it, dude.
And you won it in two games.
Yes,
2 games.
we did not go to 3 games.
It's our first match on the broadcast that didn't go to 3 games.
No sudden death, undeniably the world champion.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes,
You're
ma'am.
awesome, dude. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
We're going to get you out of here. Enjoy that win. Soak it in. You deserved it, man.
Thank you so much.
Nice work, dude. Looks like we're getting ready for our Pic Crew challenge here. Our Pic Crew are our volunteers who are changing boards all weekend long, keeping the boards soaked down so that they last longer, doing everything to make sure our boards are in shape, in good quality, bullseyes aren't torn up. And so we're doing a board change challenge. two Pic Crew pairs facing off to do a full board change all the way
All
across.
right. So let's look at our competitors. It looks like we have Scott, Pit Boss, Miller.
Here we go, and we're off. So when we're changing the boards here, the screws are either really high up and really high low. There's 4 screws in each board. So then you have to times 4 by all the targets. There's 5 boards, times that by 4, quick math, 20 screws that they have to take care of.
So
they're alternating height here with this strategy. So Scott's going for the upper screws, Melody's going for the lower screws there, so they can work over each other. Scott's really tall, Melody's pretty short. They're able to change on top of each other.
And so, yeah, that's true.
Using the height difference.
And that's one way to take them all out. There you go.
I would never change a board like that. That's how I would get a concussion because I am short. So props to them.
All right. Again, remember, we are live on. This is live YouTube, so we can't make this up. You know, so boards are flying. These guys are working hard as heck.
Team left side is pretty close.
I was going to say, I think every axe coach at one point or another has gotten a little bonk on the head.
Yeah,
so.
That's true.
I had a board fall on my head, so this couldn't be me. So we've got a really close neck and neck here. It's about who's going to get the screws in faster. That's what it's coming down to here. Melody and Scott.
We're getting so close. We're getting down to that last board.
Here. The boards are up, but the screws are in. You have to get all 4 screws in on each board using their impact drivers.
There they go.
Try to get more speed.
All right, it's coming down to the last 4 screws.
Here we go.
And so, there we go.
They did it.
There we go.
Team right side.
Melody and Scott, your board changing champion, Pic Crew champions. There we go.
Melody's pulling out a challenge coin.
Challenge coin.
The challenge is down.
All right. All right, the challenge coins have been dropped. Boards are all over the place.
There are challenge coins in axe and
pandemonium. I mean, I don't know. That was a bold strategy, Cotton. What do you think?
Yeah, right. Dropping all 3 at the same time, just going for the screws first.
You only earn a challenge coin if you throw in a perfect game.
That's right.
Well,
so not only are they great volunteers that take care of our target boards, but they're also throwers.
Yep.
Right. That's true.
I think this is Scott's 2nd time winning.
That is
Scott?
true.
Second or third?
I don't think Scott has ever won. I think he's
Did he not
lost
win
on.
last
I think
year?
he's
Oh, no,
lost on
you're right.
technicalities every event.
Yeah.
A screw not being in all the way, a board not being push flush. I think
Look
this
at
is
that.
team right.
Wow.
Oh wow, Scott Miller.
Scott has just picked
The
up
Pic
1,
Crew
2,
pit
3, 4.
Third time's a charm.
He's been racing for this win for years.
Scott has 4 cottonwood boards on his shoulder.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4.
I just want to let you know that each
That's
one
a
of
full target.
Yeah.
Each one of those boards probably weighs what, 5?
To
maybe
give you
10?
some perspective, the
10
average
pounds?
person carries 2 boards.
That's true. I can only carry 2 boards.
That's average, and he's got 5.
5.
Oh, he's got to hold it for the picture. Oh, wow. That's awesome. And Melody, also an incredible thrower, a great volunteer. Melody threw duels with me, and the only time she wasn't on Pic Crew was when we were throwing duels.
Yep.
She was constantly changing
Yeah,
boards,
these guys deserve a lot of credit. They worked so hard this whole weekend.
Coming in early, leaving late,
yes.
every day.
The first one's in the building, and the last one's to leave.
I want to say something real quick. If you guys are wondering who is this dapper gentleman there in the green jacket, you know, that is Austin Shepard. You know, he is the founder and of Axis for Heroes.
Yeah, Hatchets for Heroes.
Or Hatchets for Heroes.
Yes.
Hatchet for Heroes. And so he is, his organization is about getting veterans, getting more veterans and throwing axes.
Yes. So they do a lot of fundraisers and merch sales in order to take care of our veterans, our first responders. And every tournament that Hatchets for Heroes is present at, they recognize a hero of the weekend.
That's right. Right. And so earlier today, they gave an award to Steve Bridges, a veteran and 15-year veteran of the law enforcement. And they recognize him for his efforts and for Hatchets for Heroes.
Yeah, but we'll talk a little bit more about that right
Definitely.
after this break,
Okay.
and then we'll get back into the championship.
I'm Mario Zelaya, the founder of the World Axe Throwing League, where safety is our top priority. That's why we've worked closely over the years with AxeThrowingInsurance.com. At venues like Bad Axe Throwing, we have fencing that protects both the spectators and the throwers from ricochets. The golden rule of safety for axe throwing is simple. Throw together, retrieve together. This rule ensures that nobody is in the lane when axes are being thrown. One of the keys to safety is using WATL axes. WATL axes are specifically made and designed for throwing, unlike standard hatchets from your local hardware store. One of the factors that has contributed to our growth has been AxeThrowingInsurance.com. They have helped hundreds of venues remain safe and insured, including facilities similar to this one. Thanks to the safety and the rules created by the World Axe Throwing League, the industry has remained free from any insurance claims related to throwing. For more information on the World Axe Throwing League, starting a venue, getting insurance, or the axes we use, please visit worldaxethrowingleague.com.
The pros don't throw any ordinary axes. They throw axes designed specifically for axe throwing. The World Axe Throwing League has detailed specifications for axes, which include a maximum blade length, a maximum overall weight, and a designated handle length range. Throwing axes are not meant for splitting, so the blades are very thin. This allows throwers to focus on precision, not power. In addition to having a thin blade profile, the axes must also be razor sharp, strong enough to be a utility or camping axe. Most throwers have straight handles on their axes. This means they can easily release the axe, allowing the throw to be replicated and perfected. All WATL axes have a unique design and advantage. Axes with a curved blade, like the Ace of Spades and the Bad Axe, make it easier for throwers to stick the axe to the board with its curved edge while still having 4 inches of coverage. These axes are perfect for throwers who are starting out or don't have a strong throw and prefer a lighter axe. Axes like the Corporal are heavy hitters. It has a unique fishhook design and added weight on the back of the axe head. That weight provides extra power to ensure the Corporal does not drop when it hits the board. The Butcher is WATL's most popular and unique axe. It has a full 4 inches of coverage from blade to handle. Its square box-like design also makes the axe easy to land even on tough boards. As you can see, the axes used by the pros are unique to the sport. For more information, you can visit worldaxethrowingleague.com.
Looking for an exciting way to hang out with friends? Try something different. Try axe throwing. Whether you're celebrating, competing, or just having fun, axe throwing is the perfect way to let loose. There are axe throwing venues all around the world, and we'll help you connect to your local axe throwing community. You'll be guided by friendly coaches who will have you hitting bullseyes in no time. With no experience required, it's easy to get started. Visit worldaxethrowingleague.com/throw and get in on the action.
I'm Mario Zelaya, the founder of the World Axe Throwing League, where safety is our top priority. That's why we've worked closely over the years with AxeThrowingInsurance.com. At venues like Bad Axe Throwing, we have fencing that protects both the spectators and the throwers from ricochets. The golden rule of safety for axe throwing is simple. Throw together, retrieve together. This rule ensures that nobody is in the lane when axes are being thrown. One of the keys to safety is using WATL axes. WATL axes are specifically made and designed for throwing, unlike standard hatchets from your local hardware store. One of the factors that has contributed to our growth has been AxeThrowingInsurance.com. They have helped hundreds of venues remain safe and insured, including facilities similar to this one. Thanks to the safety and the rules created by the World Axe Throwing League, the industry has remained free from any insurance claims related to throwing. For more information on the World Axe Throwing League, starting a venue, getting insurance, or the axes we use, please visit worldaxethrowingleague.com.
The Pros don't throw any ordinary axes. They throw axes designed specifically for axe throwing. The World Axe Throwing League has detailed specifications for axes, which include a maximum blade length, a maximum overall weight, and a designated handle length range. Throwing axes are not meant for splitting, so the blades are very thin. This allows throwers to focus on precision, not power. In addition to having a thin blade profile, the axes must also be razor sharp, strong enough to be a utility or camping axe. Most throwers have straight handles on their axes. This means they can easily release the axe, allowing the throw to be replicated and perfected. All WATL axes have a unique design and advantage. Axes with a curved blade, like the Ace of Spades and the Bad Axe, make it easier for throwers to stick the axe to the board with its curved edge while still having 4 inches of coverage. These axes are perfect for throwers who are starting out or don't have a strong throw and prefer a lighter axe. Axes like the Corporal are heavy hitters. It has a unique fishhook design and added weight on the back of the axe head. That weight provides extra power to ensure the Corporal does not drop when it hits the board. The Butcher is WATL's most popular and unique axe. It has a full 4 inches of coverage from blade to handle. Its square box-like design also makes the axe easy to land even on tough boards. As you can see, the axes used by the pros are unique to the sport. For more information, you can visit worldaxethrowingleague.com.
I am an axe thrower.
I'm an axe thrower.
I'm an axe thrower. I am an axe thrower.
I'm an axe thrower.
We are axe throwers.
I'm an axe thrower.
I'm an axe thrower. I'm an axe thrower.
You
You can be an axe thrower too.
All right, everybody. All right, I think we are back with the Standard Axe Throwing Championship. So,
this is definitely going to be the most. Oh.
Practice shots. Practice. Just let me know.
All righty. Nope. Alrighty, we are back with the World Axe and Knife Throwing Championship, and this is Standard Axe. This is the Axe Throwing Championship to be.
That's right. So now we're getting ready to see two great competitors have won their semifinals match to get into the finals. We have Dylan Teets, former Hatchet World Championship from 2022.
Yep.
And then we have Nick Kolomaya going for his first World Championship in this Hatchet match.
Yeah, and also it's Canada versus the USA at the moment. So we're gonna see who reigns supreme.
Yeah.
It's been Americans for so long, so hopefully maybe our brothers and sisters in the North will take home a trophy.
Let's see if they can bring it across the border for sure.
Nick was the only Canadian in the finalist group. In fact, of the 12 finalists, he was the only Canadian here, but I wanted to say interesting fact of to get to this point, we started this championship with 450 throwers competing here on the world stage, and now we're down to 2.
So we were doing the math, and we found out they had a .22 chance of getting where they're at.
Yeah.
So
.22. These guys made that chance.
All right.
Years of practice.
So for those of you at home, again, this is the Hatchet game. We're going to do a 10-throw game. All the dots on the board, once they're hit, they close out. So you're going to see the throwers move around the boards and throw at the different bullseyes. And it looks like we're tied going into throw 2.
Throw number 2.
I think Dylan might have actually touched both the top and the bottom one there.
Oh. All right. So they're moving around the boards now. Just to give the listeners at home some context, that center red dot is 1.5 inches diameter, and then the little smaller red dots are nickel-size bullseyes surrounded by a 2-inch diameter circle. The scoring.
Oh, I think Dylan's calling a second on his axe there. I don't think he got a 6.
He's calling a second on himself.
Correction, 5.
Yeah.
And I love that in this sport. I think this is the only sport.
Great sportsmanship.
Yeah.
Great sportsmanship by Dylan.
This is probably the only sport where you'll see an athlete or a competitor actually take points away from them.
Mm-hmm.
That way they keep that nice and fair.
Yep.
And again, they're going to be throwing the hatchets that they're throwing. They're 4-inch blade hatchets. They weigh somewhere between 2 to 3 pounds, and so they're not, the heaviest hatchets that they'll be throwing to hit these nickel-size bullseyes.
So tied going into throw number 4.
Right now with 16 points. Throw number 4.
I think I could say it right now because it's not in the middle of this game, but Dylan has not thrown a perfect 2024 game yet, so hopefully we might be able to see one of those here. I know Nick Kolomaya did. He was like one of 3, I think, of that whole entire year that hit one. And he did it in a tournament, I believe, against Sheep Toast.
Okay. Throw 5. Last throw on this side.
I'm betting he's hoping that he doesn't have to do that again.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, we're tied going to throw 5. And again, these are 12-foot hatchet throws.
6.
Still tied. And now what we're going to do is we're going to back up to a 15-foot line throwing at the same dots. They switch sides, and now Dylan is going to be switching his axis to his single rotation hatchet, where Nick is going to keep throwing the same one, but he's going to turn it around and face it backwards.
Nick is so fun to watch. He's just all smiles. I mean, this is the most amount of pressure that he's been in on this stage this week, right? It's not new to him, but he's just always smiling and goofing around. And
wow, it looks like
great
he's
shot.
Yeah.
Did you see his little spring into action? Kind of propel it a little bit more.
It's funny if you contrast the 2 throwers between Dylan, who's a little bit more static, more statuesque, and then you can see all the body movement for Nick, but yet they're both equally as accurate.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like we got a 4.
34-32 here.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, looks like Nick's got a 2-point lead going into the 7.
Honestly, I think the backwards throw is working for him real well. You know,
all right.
Not too many people are comfortable with doing it yet, but you know,
Right.
Nick was on the ball.
And so, and I think there's something to say that you're just holding the same axe in your hand for all 10 throws. I think that gives him a level of comfort that not everybody can do.
Looks like a 3 there for Dylan.
Looks like a 3 from Dylan. And he looks like Nick splits the bullseye.
He capitalizes on that throw, gaining 3 more points.
All right, so three more points for Nick. And look, he's like he's taking a commanding lead.
45, 41, 2 throws left.
All right, throw
Teams
9.
has a kill shot.
All right, so Dylan is going up. Now, when we look at the board, you can see that the kill shots that he's calling for are the blue dots that are on the top and the bottom. So he can choose which ones he wants to throw at. It looks like he split a bottom kill shot. And it looks like Nick...
Sticking with the bullseye.
Yeah, it looks like...
5, hit, 8.
All right. So that is a 3-point swing. And now Nick is only up by 1 going into the last throw. And I think we're going to see some more kill shots.
Kill shots are called.
All right, so the kill shots... Again, to remind the viewers, the kill shots have 2 circles around them. They have a nickel-sized blue dot and an outer 1.5 inch diameter, and they're 2 different scoring ranges. So the nickel size is an 8, and the outer is a 6. Looks like a miss from Dylan, and it looks like a 6 from Nick. Yep, it looks like Nick got the 6.
Hit, 6, miss.
Okay, so Nick takes game 1. All right, Nick is 1 game away from a World Hatchet Championship.
1 practice throw.
Showing us how they do it up north.
All right, now the throwers are going to take their practice throw. And again, you know, Dylan, no stranger to this moment. You know, he is the 2022 defending Hatchet World Championship. So he has won this award before.
On this very floor.
On this very stage, that is true. Oh, look at that sportsmanship. Look at that Nick getting a Nick hug.
One thing that's also really cool to mention, I think, is live edge axe throwing was started by Nick and his wife Kendra as a community venue. You know, they were basically just a community of throwers who wanted a place to throw, who wanted a place to, you know, be able to do something, but they didn't have a venue nearby.
Yeah.
So they just, you know, they reached out to WATL and we hooked them up and made sure that they would be able to do a real official league, and they've been killing it.
That's nice. Ooh, that might be the first 3 from Nick. So a little bit of a, you know, hopefully not a little bit of the nerves. I'm sure Nick will settle back in on his next throw.
Leads by 2
Like
points.
I said earlier, Nick is guaranteed a 3rd game, right? He's taking that first match, so he's able to kind of take a little bit of a seat back with a little bit less pressure. Dylan has everything to lose on all these throws.
Oh, and first 3 from Dylan. But interesting you mentioned, Evan, about venues because Swamp Axe, Dylan Teet's home venue, he helped start. Yep. And I think he's part owner of that venue. So so it's interesting we have venue owners also battling it out for their own venues.
All of which started as regular throwers and regular leagues.
That's right.
Oh, we got the Canadian and American flag emojis in chat now.
All right, yeah, put it in the chat for those watching on YouTube. You know, who are you pulling for? Wow, another 3.
And just to talk about the rules here, it's just touch. All he has to do is touch that pin line. He doesn't got to cut it anymore.
That's true.
But it does a little bit of space between it. Take that 3. So it's a 2-point game going into throw number 4.
Yeah, it's gotten deathly quiet here now. Now, from we were rocking and rolling earlier to just now, just pin drops.
Oh yeah.
6, 6.
Yeah, there we go.
The iconic 6-6 from Ben
The
again.
iconic 6-6 by Ben McDonald.
Throw 5, last throw on this side, 1917.
Yeah, all throwers
Teets has the lead.
All throwers dream to get the 6-6 call from Nick or from Ben. Looks like maybe another pair of bullseyes.
5, 5.
Oh, two fives.
Pair of fives.
Oh,
wow.
You can see at that angle, just a little bit above it.
All right.
Switch sides, 24, 22. Teats still has the lead.
All right, now we're going into throw 6. They switch sides. And
Throw
now we're
6.
going back to the 15-foot throw. Again, Nick with the 1.5 rotation throw. Dylan with a single rotation. It looks like Dylan with a bullseye. And Nick, hard to tell.
3.
Okay. 3-point swing the other way.
So that should be a 5-point lead for Dylan Teets
Teets
going
is
into
now
this
up by
next
5
throw. It
points.
is, yeah,
Throw
5-point lead.
7.
All right. Looks like we got, looks like a pair, looks like a bullseye. And a bullseye looks like Dylan.
6, 5.
Oh, okay. So Dylan takes another point lead. So now it's going to be 5 points.
It's a 6-point game.
6 points?
Yep.
3 throws left. Teats leads by 6 points.
Okay.
Definitely going to get some kill shots here from Kalamaya.
Yeah.
But not yet.
Oh, looks like another bullseye from Dylan. And looks like a 5 from Nick.
6, 5.
All right.
It's getting
So
close.
now it looks like this match is getting a little bit out of hand, but you know, with the little
9,
bullseyes and nickel-sized
Teats leads by
bullseyes,
7 points.
and you know, we could
Kill
have
shot
a
called by
3-8 swing. It could be a 5-point swing in just one
Kalamaya
throw.
is solid on those kill shots, though, this morning, so we'll see.
And that's
Just
a
the
miss.
side. That may have locked it in.
Yeah, I think this match might be out of reach.
But you never know.
5, miss.
All right.
Game is out of reach.
Now the game is out of reach. And so now we're going to move into a third game. So now we're going to get this 10th and final throw
Your
with the
final
game.
throw. The score is 47-35.
Kill shots are
Both
called.
players
Okay.
call kill
Hey, take the
shots.
practice if you can get it.
I know.
Yeah, exactly,
absolutely.
right? Good time to just get an extra practice throw in.
Kind of reset and settle. There it is.
Wow.
Look at that. Look
Did
at
you see
that.
how it crossed from left to right for that one, too?
Yeah.
Hit, 6, miss.
It's interesting. That
Oh, yeah.
handle, yeah. I thought he had hit it.
Yeah, I did too.
Yep. All right, now we're going into a third and final game to
takes
crown
lead, 2
our
with
new
53 points.
Hatchet World Champion. And so,
Now going to game number 3.
we can't make this up. We can't wait for a more dramatic ending to have
Yeah,
a
right.
third game to crown our new Hatchet World Champion.
Mm-hmm. This is it. These last 10 throws.
Yep. They're gonna take one more practice throw. Looks like they're both taking it from the back, from the 15-foot line. And then now we're gonna do it. All right, look at that. Look at our competitors pumping up the crowd for this final match to crown our champion. Looks like we started off with a pair of bullseyes. Ooh, that might be a
just
5. Might be a 5 from
looks.
Dylan.
5, 5.
Oh, pair of
Both
5s.
fives.
Oh, wow,
All right,
okay.
we're still tied. You know what I've been
Score
noticing is that
tied.
usually
Throw
anytime
number 2.
these competitors have thrown a 5, they usually fire right back with a bullseye. So I'm very much expecting 2 6s on this next throw.
Ooh.
Oh, well, we got one. Another 5 from Dylan.
5, 6.
Okay.
Oh, Nick pulls ahead.
Yeah, Nick takes a 1-point lead going into throw 3.
Kalamaya leads by 1 point. Going
I
into
love the
throw
sportsmanship
3.
from the crowd because it seems like anytime they throw and they walk and come back, there's a little bit of noise. And so the crowd being very considerate. Oh, maybe some more 5s.
Yeah. Might be a 4 for Nick.
3.
Oh, it's a 3. Wow, 2-point
Nick
swing.
gives him 1 point back,
Yep.
so 1 point lead for Dylan.
So just like
Teats
that,
now leads by 1 point.
just
Throw
like that,
number 4.
Dylan went going down by 1 to up by 1.
Looks like a 6-5.
6, 5.
All right.
Okay.
All right, so another point for Dylan. So now it looks like he's going to take a 2-point lead going into throw
Throw number
5.
5. Last throw on this side. 21-19. Teats has the lead.
Throw 5. What do you think, chat?
All right. There we go. We got a little fist pump from Dylan, and it looks like maybe another 5 from Nick.
He's going to get another point here.
5.
He does.
All right. I've seen that look before in Dylan's eyes, and I think he's starting to get more comfortable. His confidence is raising. I know if Nick doesn't start hitting some bullseyes soon, this match could get out of hand. He's capable of doing it. I'm not.
Throw 6.
It's the internal battle of trying to stay relaxed and stay cool and stay in your head, but also trying to just push out the idea that, oh, this is it.
Yeah. Okay, we got a
pair
of
of
fives.
Yeah, not too bad.
5, 5.
All right.
So still a 3-point game on the next throw here.
Teats is still up by 3 points.
Got
Throw
4
7.
left.
All right. Looks like we have a 6 from Dylan, and can't tell with Nick.
5, 6.
Okay.
All right.
So Dylan adds to his lead, which now is 4.
With 3 throws left, the score is 38-34. Teats leads by 4 points.
All right. So again, the score could switch. You know, with those little 2-inch circle dots, they're hard to hit.
Ooh,
all right.
Solid bullseye.
Solid bullseye. 2 solid bullseyes.
I think you might be right. I think Teats is locked in, but
6, 6.
There it is. All right. So now we're going into throw 9. Nick down by 4. We're definitely going to see a kill shot called.
Oh yeah.
If Nick misses this kill, it's going to push it out of reach.
Yes. This is a make it or break it time for Nick Kolomaya. So Nick, the stage is yours to hit this kill shot.
Ooh,
looks like he's still in the match. It looks like he hit a 6. And
Dylan with a 5, so he gets a point back.
So he got a point back. So now, if it stays a 3-point game.
Hit 6, 5.
Okay, 3-point game. Now, Dylan has a very interesting call to make because I believe a center bullseye might still be available. And he's up by 3.
This is a tough position to be in for Dylan. It's a 3-point game. If Kolomaya hits an 8, Dylan has to throw a 5 to tie or a 6 to win.
Okay, so now.
Which he's been pretty consistent about, so I think we can at least expect a tie. Oh, no, that'll close it out.
That'll do it. And now, congratulations to Dylan. 2-time Dylan Teats, 2-time Hatchet World Champion, Dylan Teats. Congratulations. 2-time, and there's the lovely Chrissy Teats, who was just with us in the broadcast booth, and so had to be out there to cheer on her husband. And so
another previous world champion, Ryan Smith.
Ryan Smith, our 2020 World Hatchet Champion. And so congratulations to Dylan Teats.
And that's Dylan's dad. This is the first tournament he's ever been to, by the way.
Wow.
And he just saw his son become the world champion.
And then there's Garrett Knighting, last year's world Hatchet champion, and also Dylan Teats' Hatchet duels partner.
Yep.
And so now here comes the crowd. Dylan getting all the love. again, I guess Dylan must love Wisconsin and
Yeah,
Appleton.
you know, there might be something to the cheese curds here.
Yeah, that's where he feels in his element to win Hatchet World Championships.
Yeah, for sure.
And so Dylan getting the hugs, well earned. Wow, what great throwing! I mean, we went to a third game. I mean, we couldn't have asked for anything better. And so to end our Hatchet World Championship. And so I know we're going to get Dylan over here for an interview. So he's making his way through the crowds. But obviously, a lot of hugs to give. But fellas, wow, what a world championship! How are we feeling?
It's incredible. Dylan has been on completely, just throwing amazing all day, staying cool and calm. It's really awesome seeing him in this spot right now again. Dylan, microphone's in front of you. Congratulations on now your second world championship.
Thanks so much, Sam. Appreciate it.
All right. I'm going to say it out loud one time. Dylan Teets, 2-time Hatchet World Champion.
And the hard year.
Yep, and the hard year.
The asterisk year, maybe. Yeah.
How does it feel winning the very last match?
I'm going to own this for a while. I'm very excited to take this title today.
Yeah. I mean, you earned it, man. Over 400 competitors here. Sam, the stats man, did the math. You had a 2.2% chance.
No, 0.2.
I'm sorry.
0.2%. 0.2% chance to win the Hatchet World
in my mind,
Championship.
it was 100%. So.
There you go. That's the confidence that wins the title.
Spoken like a true world championship. I made a comment at the turn on that third game that I've seen that look before. And that's exactly what I've seen. And so when I saw that you were getting dialed in at the turn, I was a little concerned for Nick, because if he didn't match you because you had the lead, it could get out of hand.
I had a really good second half game 2.
Yeah.
Huge confident booster when you're hitting small bulls from 15.
Right.
Like that feeling really propels you forward.
Right.
And
And so
you won the very, very last game of the 2024 WATL rules. So RIP 2024
Rest
rules.
in peace. I will dearly miss it. Hopefully it comes back soon.
Right. Well, we were making a comment that there must be something about the Appleton water, or what is it about this stage here in Appleton for you to win your Hatchet Championships?
What was it? The cheese curds?
It was all cheese curds. Yes, it's just Wisconsin. No, I think not being in an ice rink, freezing my butt off. It was pretty warm in here. I'm a Florida boy, so nice heat here helps a lot, you know. I like it here.
Helps keep the muscles loose. Yeah.
Keep it loose.
Yeah. All right.
Does this win feel any different from the last one?
It does feel, it's not as surreal, right? I'm not like covering my body.
Right.
It's like, I owned it because I knew what it was going to take. You know, before it was like I surprised myself.
Right.
You know, now I knew what I needed to do, and I actually did it, and it just feels good, just accomplishment.
Yeah, because coming off that Hatchet win 2 years ago, you know, you were the man to beat, and then you know, heavy is the crown for the champion to wear. Now,
that is true.
Again, how do you think it's going to feel being now 2-time Hatchet champion?
I'll probably stop here. I'm good. I'll be okay.
Give
me back in Big X.
But there you go.
So Dylan, any special shout outs or anyone you want to say before we let you go?
No, thank you for all of my supporters. Big shout out to owners of Swamp Axe for letting me do everything that I do and being here. Big shout out to my wife. She's the biggest supporter, and I love her so much. And thank you guys for hosting it every year.
We love her too, because she was holding down the fort here on the broadcast booth.
I heard. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much.
All right.
Congratulations.
Congratulations again. Dylan Teets, your 2-time Hatchet World Champion.
All right.
All right, YouTube. Well, thank you, YouTube, for all the love you've been giving us here in the chat and sticking around for the stream. It's been an incredible World Championship.
Absolutely. And we are going to be giving away all of the awards, all of the trophies right now. So stick around. It's just going to take just a moment. I think we're just finalizing the last little bit. And yep, we are ready for awards. So here we go.
All right, here comes for the trophy presentation.
Yeah, trophy presentations, and then we'll see some really awesome. Oh, well, of course.
Oh, so now we're going to have the former champions handing off the award to the current champion.
Yep.
And so we have Dylan Teets our former Big Axe World Championship handed to Lucas Johnson, our current World Big Axe Champion.
Beautiful Big Axe handle work and head work there.
Oh, there we go. Let's give a little bit of a shout out to Dave Yashimoto, who made these beautiful trophies.
Phenomenal artist.
Yeah, he is a phenomenal artist. As you can tell, the intricacies in this design, Jave is a true talent. He really is, and a master of his craft. All right, congratulations, Lucas Johnson. All right, so now we're going to bring now the Flow Bros, who were the defending World Hatchet Champions, are going to promote it to Divine Johnson, the current Hatchet Duels World Champion. So we have the former handing it off to the current.
It's a very rare thing when you actually have to beat the previous champion for the title.
Right.
And it's
so look
cool.
at that, baby. Are they getting recruited?
They're not
are they getting recruited?
They're not just passing the torch, they're passing the scarves, and they're passing the hats.
And if you're playing the guess whose hair it was, you can see that
they're passing the hair.
Does not have the hair.
And so congratulations to our new Hatchet World Championships.
Amazing.
Divine Johnson, they're going to be throwing those beautifully crafted duels axes by Jave Yashimoto.
Just for how beautiful those things are, it always freaks me out when people throw them.
I'm wondering if they're actually going to try to throw it in the same bullseye.
Someone yelled Robin Hood from the crowd.
Robin Hood, oh my gosh.
No.
Oh, good. They went for kill shots. They went for kill shots. Good. Good. Those were beautiful axes. We'd hate for them to collide.
Yeah.
And so, again, congratulations, Divine Johnson. All right.
The very first Knife Duels champions.
The very first Knife Duel champions. Since there isn't a previous Knife Duels championship, so maybe Tommy and Sebastian will just hand it to themselves.
Yep. Yeah. I spoke to Jave earlier, and he takes great pride in the amazing work that he's done. And so normally it would have fallen on me as the commissioner to give it, but I was like, no, this is your art. You deserve to do this.
I'm so glad you got that opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. Jave is just the best.
So yeah, if you didn't, he was in there quite quickly. You might have missed it if you blinked, but that was actually Jave Yashimoto handing off the knives to our current Knife Duel champions. And so it looks like we're gonna get a celebratory toss.
I will say that the knives are not sharpened at all. They are not going to stick, but that's not going to stop people from throwing them.
All right, so Sebastian and Tommy up to shenanigans again. Yeah.
I think
you called it. You called it, Evan.
I think it's the tradition now at this point that whenever anyone throws a knife trophy, it drops because we've not had one go in yet.
Yeah, and so, all right. All right, so now...
And Coleman Bates gets to pull the knife from the stone.
That's right. The Excalibur, as you will.
Yep.
And so now, former Knife World Championship, Lucas Johnson, handed to Coleman Bates to unsheath the trophy. And there he is, Coleman Bates.
Years of work, and man, he's earned it.
As accurate as he is, I think he's going to stick it.
Do you think he's going to stick it?
I think he's going to do it.
Well, Coleman has a very light and delicate throw.
I was about to say, if someone's going to stick that, they're going to have to throw it like a baseball.
So here it goes. There it is. We got the Coleman Bates flip. And so right here he goes. He throws it from the front. And so let's see if he can stick it.
I thought wrong.
He hit the bullseye. He hit the bullseye, so we got to give him credit.
There you go. That's true.
And so, look at that gorgeous, gorgeous trophy for your knife champion. Well deserved and well earned. Coleman Bates.
There you go.
Fun fact: Coleman Bates was my very first axe coach.
Really?
Yeah. The very first, venue that he worked at was the very first venue that I threw at. So he was my very first axe coach.
Wow.
He was.
We have Garrett knighting the previous World Hatchet Champion to deliver the championship axe to the new two-time
Hatchet World Champion.
Yeah, Hatchet World Champion, Dylan
There we go.
Teets.
And Hatchet dual partners right there.
Yeah, true.
Hatchet, the statement.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Oh, he wanted to know what the the length of the handle was before he sent it.
Oh boy.
Oh,
that is a brave move to do a 1.5 with a championship trophy axe.
I know.
There we go. Look at that. I think Dylan was more excited for sticking that axe than actually winning the world championship.
Exactly.
I think he was.
Oh man, absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, there we go. Dylan Teets, your 2-time Hatchet World Championship.
All right.
So congratulations to all our championships.
Absolutely.
What an amazing tournament.
Yep.
Great job to all the organizers, to you, Evan, the commissioner of WKTL.
Well, thank you.
Sarah said, commissioner of the WATL. And so without your hard work, none of this would have been possible.
Yeah, well, it's not for the paycheck, that's for sure. But there we go. But I mean, it's for these guys. It's for you. It's for them.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I've been doing this for 8 years, and every year, seeing new faces come into the sport, and being as passionate, and seeing the friends that are made at these tournaments, it's so rewarding to see. You know, people get passionate about all sorts of stuff. You know, sometimes passions can run hot.
Of course.
You know, and whatnot, and that's super fun.
I mean, I don't think if the passion wasn't there, it's because they care so much.
Exactly. And honestly, being a part of something that's built that, it just as well as anybody who's in this community is just, amazing.
Very good. All right. So now, so we're going to lose Evan, and Evan's going to take his,
I suppose.
he's going to take his place and start handing out some community awards. Nope. All right. All right. So now we're gonna be handing out some community awards right now, and so we're gonna be giving out to different venues. And right now it's gonna be the largest attended venue of axe throwers, and representing Timberbeast is Taylor Flynn. Oh, I mean Tyler Flynn. Sorry, I'm sorry, Tyler Flynn. I'm sorry. That was a slip. All right, so we have the largest attended league for a venue, Grizzly Axis. And so congratulations to Grizzly Axis for
They had 19 throwers in season 2.
The largest league attendance.
And that's in Canada, right? Victoria, British Columbia. Yeah.
Grizzly Axis in Florida.
Oh, I am reading.
Yeah, I know. All right, and so now we're having an award for Kevin McNair. This award is going to be Community Ambassador. So congratulations for Kevin McNair, your 2024-2025 Community Ambassador. He survived Pro-Am skills, so that's that's something to say, because I was under the impression that skills could still be going on. And so we're gonna. All right, so our next award. All right, so now we're gonna give our next award to our youth community ambassador and potentially future world champion, Hagen Gooden.
I think he took 4th in his bracket, right?
He took 4th in his bracket, tied for top 15, 16 overall. And so Hagen, I believe, is 16 years old. And so he's definitely a thrower to look out for in the future, because he is so good. So congratulations, Hagen, for not only your community work, but for your stellar throwing. All right, and congratulations to River Bend Axe Throwing for the largest attended tournament this year. We have owner Dan Brown-Nielsen and his lovely family of Erica Brown-Nielsen, his wife, Anna on the left, little Emma on the right. So congratulations to River Bend for the most attended, highly attended tournament in 2024.
And they were both competitors as well, right?
Oh, yes, they are competitors, and very, very good competitors. And so
So
right.
this is the one that I was
Here
reading
is
earlier.
Axe to Grind with their community award. So it looks like Axe to Grind is going to win the largest league attendance growth. And so
WKTL.
For WKTL. So a lot of new knife throwers coming out of our neighbors to the north in Canada. And so the next award is going to be given out. Mike Arita, your WKTL ambassador. So congratulations, Mike Arita. He is a local thrower out of here in Wisconsin. Mike Arita, your community award for WKTL. Congratulations, Mike. And looks like we're giving our next award to... Well, Hagen just racking up all the youth awards for WKTL. He's our youth ambassador as well. I think the most surprised person in the building might be Hagen. And so Hagen is your youth ambassador for WKTL. Congratulations again for Hagen. All right. So we're seeing what's going to be the next award for All right, so now we're going to the Makers Awards. So the Makers, so this is going to be recognized craftsmanship of hatchet design. And so this is a picture of Josh Eggert, hatchet's designs. It looks like, oh my God, look at the intricate design that he can do. I mean, that looks like stained glass. It looks like something I would see in a church. So that is so beautiful. All right, way to go, David Klein. Was that also another axe? I didn't hear the award.
Big axe.
For Big Axe. And so David Klein, congratulations. DMV is also a maker, designer of the best Big Axe.
Look at the beautiful artwork on this handle.
And so let's take a look at David's work. And wow, look at the intricacies of all the colors and the curvature. And so congratulations
and that picture,
to David.
you got to remember that handle is 27 inches long at least, right? So
wow.
that
that must have been so much work to create all those different designs. And now we're all right. So now this is our best sheath award, giving it out to our winner. It is going to be
Ty Ledesma.
Ty Ledesma, thank you.
And he actually did a raffle to give that away. So anybody that visited his booth, he was raffling that sheath off for completely free.
Wow. Well, congratulations, Ty. Ty for his sheath work. And now we're going to go to the next award. All right, so this is going to be... All right, Jave. Look at that. Jave Yashimoto. Craftsman Award. There is our trophy designer, and so this is the very talented Jave Yashimoto, and so congratulations for his laser work for his axes. All right, so now the next community award that's going to be given out is going to be Jack of all blades. Oh, Jack of all blades. So essentially, this is going to be an overall award between all the disciplines for throwers who throw axes and knives. And so congratulations to Shane, the bronze winner of the Jack of all blades. Oh, did we lose the stream? All right. So not sure if we're still streaming, but we'll still keep talking and
From
see.
Ironside.
Yeah, congratulations
Iowa,
to Shane Funk for your bronze winner community award as the Jack of all blades. And Dylan Teets, no surprise there. your Hatchet World Champion, our silver medalist for Jack of all blades, and apparently a nice knows how to strike a pose when he takes a picture. And now our gold champion winner, Jack of all blades. Probably no surprise to no one. It is the Lucas Johnson, 4-time qualifier of finals, 2-time winner today in Big Axe and Hatchet duels. So here we go for Lucas Johnson, our Jack of all blades, gold champion. So it looks like Lucas is going to give this trophy a little bit of a toss.
Oh, he did.
Oh, yeah.
No.
That might be the only drop that Lucas has ever had in his entire career.
Hey!
There it is. So we just had to throw it underhand. So we just had to throw the award underhand, and it would stick easily in the board. Big round of applause to the champions of the awards, and big round of applause to the people on YouTube. Thank you guys for sticking around on the stream. And without the streamers, we had no one to broadcast to. So thank you guys for sticking around and watching. We appreciate all the comments. I'm going to give a little bit of a shout out to my co-anchor here, Sam the Stat Man, for bringing in the hot stats, the great takes, and obviously this broadcast couldn't have been done without you and all your input.
And I'm going to give a big shout out to Mr. Dan himself for talking through this whole entire thing and kind of leading this broadcast. Evan, he's just now getting back. Thank you for the opportunity for letting me join the stream. I had a great time. And Chrissy's not sitting here, but Chrissy as well. I think we all had a great time.
Thanks to all you guys. You guys did an amazing job. Can't wait to have you back.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
That's an open invitation. I heard it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so put in the chat if you want me, Sam, and Chrissy back for next year's broadcast, because I know I would love to do it.
And if you don't, I don't want to see that. So
there you go. So if you don't, just don't say anything. But don't forget to like and share. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us for as long as you have. Ran a little early, which is really nice. But hopefully next year we'll get some more competition in the broadcast so we can go a little longer and feature more folks. But thank you all so much. Right. I think we're about to wrap up here.
All right, we're about to wrap up?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thanks so much. I'm going to give a little shout out to my friends Lona and Brody. Thank you so much for streaming. And good luck for next year. Next year, where are we going to be next year for World Championship?
TBD. But look forward to a little something being announced soon for August. So
all right.
We're working pretty hard on that, and it's going to be something bigger than we've ever done, so I'm excited.
Perfect. But we'll be back here in 2 years. We'll be back here.
We will be back here in 2 years. Yeah, they've
years.
been great, and they love having us. Thankfully, I don't know who convinced them of that, but we love being here. So we will definitely be back here in Appleton in 2 years.
Great.
But next year is TBD. So.
All right, perfect. All right. Well, I'm Dr. Dan Ceballos. Thank you so much. I'll be signing off.
Yep. Evan Walters and Sam Arias and Chrissy Teets earlier. But thank you all so much for watching, and we hope that you throw well for the rest of the year and see you at the next championship.
Yep, we'll see you too. Join a local league.
Join a local league.
Meet some great people.
Absolutely.